Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition here of Rebels Radios. We're here at the Cry Community Stadium in Gaywood Park, home of Kings Langley, as we bring you all of the action today of the game between Kings Langley and Slough Town. The two sides met just only a couple of weeks ago, ended in a 1-1 draw with Slough taking the lead through Alan Innes, and then a penalty scored by Matt Ball was the equaliser. So it finished 1-1, and we'll be looking forward to those competition this afternoon. There's a couple of changes for the Rebels, there's some welcoming backs and news of a new signing for Slough as well. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us, you can do. Our thanks as usual to our two sponsors, who are the Slough Town Supporters Trust, and you can go on their website, which is sloughtownsportstrust.co.uk. Go on there and it will give you all of the details that you need on away travel, also the sponsored walk that's going to be happening as well. And then also our other sponsors are My Football Club, the online football community, and you can look at their website through the Pachero website. If you search Pachero and My FC, that will come through with what you need for the two sides this afternoon. And we'll give you some team news in a second, and we'll also give you some scores from the other games in the Evo Stick Southern Premier League this afternoon. Those games in the Evo Stick this afternoon are Dunstable versus Hereford, Farnborough versus Biggleswade, Frome versus Chesham, Hitchin versus Gosport, Kettering versus Bishop Stortford, Kings Lynn versus Banbury, Merthyr versus St Ives, it's Redditch versus Basingstoke, St Neots versus Tiverton, Stratford versus Dorchester, and Weymouth versus Royston. Those are your games from the Evo Stick Southern Premier League this afternoon, and we will try to keep you up to date with all of those scores throughout the afternoon. So if you would like to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, you can do so in two ways, and already on the online chat, which you'll find on your, if you're listening via YouTube, you see there's a little thing that says comments, and the comments come through, and I'll give you a shout out. So good afternoon to Rebel who's listening in today. And Slough just we'll have a tough afternoon here this afternoon. They've although they've been a little bit out of sorts, really, they have got welcoming with some couple of players. So I'll run through the two sides for you for the start for the first time this afternoon, starting with Kings Langley, who will be playing in white shirts, black shorts and black socks. I can't even speak, so that shows you how bad we are today. And it's in goal for them is Martin Bennett, 2 is Maxon Fraser, 3 Callum Adibayi, 4 is the captain Gary Connolly, 5 is Jarrell Johnson, 6 is Elliot Godfrey, 7 is Ian Young, 8 is Josh Caldicott Stevens, 9 Mitchell Weiss, 10 Matt Ball, and 11 is Kieran Turner. Substitutes for Kings Langley this afternoon are 12 Steve Ward, 14 Nikolai Minchev, 15 is David Femiola, and 16 is Jay Carigazili. I hope I got that name right. For the Rebels this afternoon, in goal is Jack Turner, 2 making his 260th appearance, just 10 away from being in the top 20 is Sean Fraser, 3 George Wells, 4 is Guy Hollis. Welcome return to the captain Mark Nisbet wearing 5, 6 is Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Matt Lynch, 9 is the new signing from Farnborough Perry Coles, 10 is Chris Flood, who's back from injury, and 11 is Warren Harris. Your substitutes this afternoon are 12 Alan Innes, 14 Nathan Smart, 15 is Simon Dunn, 16 Manny Williams, and 18 is Gavin James. Your referee this afternoon is Tom Danaher, and his assistants are Michael Heavey and Coleman O'Meara. So there you go, those are your two sides for this afternoon. Someone's saying there's no sound. Let me just have a look at what I've done here. Let me see if I'm just going to go back to a couple of things. Let's see what we got. Why have we got no sounds? Let's have a look. I seem to have sound. Everything's running. Let's see what we've got on here. Let's just double check everything that we've got. And we're just seeing if we've just double checked that we've got everything going here at the moment. Just going to double check. And we're just going to make sure. If you could, someone could just let us know whether you can hear us or not. I'm just trying to see if I can kick this in for you. And let's see if that one works. Let me just go back to This one, what does that say? Just do that. I think the computer's trying to turn itself off here. There you go. Oh, so some people can hear. There you go. Just I'll run through the two sides. So some of you can hear me. So hopefully we seem to be okay. So my thanks to Alex and Sheffield Rebel for coming on and saying that they can hear me. It's just I do have a bit of a headache at the moment, unfortunately, through a work incident. So it may be that I'm a little bit quieter than normal, but I'll run through the two sides for you again, starting with the home side, Kings Langley, who wear white shirts, black shorts and black socks. In goal for them is Martin Bennett. 2 is Maxon Fraser. 3 is Callum Adebayi. 4, Gary Connolly, who's the captain. 5 is Jarrell Johnson. 6 is Elliot Godfrey. 7 is Ian Young. 8 is Josh Caldicott-Stevens. 9, Mitchell Weiss. 10, Matt Ball. And 11 is Kieran Turner. The starting 11 for the Rebels this afternoon is Jack Turner in goal. 2, Sean Fraser. 3 is George Wells. 4, Guy Hollis. 5 is Mark Nisbet. 6, Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson. 8, Matthew Lynch. 9 is Perry Coles. 10, Chris Flood. And 11 is Warren Harris. I'm just going to have a fiddle around with a couple of bits on the thing just to see if I can get some sound better for you guys. Just some of you can hear me, but I'm just going to turn a few bits up and I'll try and do it like that bit. There you go. But I do have a headache, so this could be why it's coming through there. So there you go. So with all the things going on, that Slough do need a run today, and Perry Coles starts for the Rebels this afternoon. And he's wearing the number 9 shirt with the injuries to Ben Harris and Brad Watkins leaving. So it'll be his debut here at the Cry Community Stadium. And we haven't got the best of positions here to commentate, but we shall give it a go for you. So we'll give everything and see how it goes this afternoon. Like I say, if you do want to get in contact, you can do so on the Matchday chat. Some of you are already on there, and also via Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio, and it'll come through to us here, and we'll say hello to you all and give you a shout out this afternoon, and we'll keep you up to date with those scores from those other games for you as well. Just a couple of things for you. Alex Dutton's asking where's Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman's injured. He's got a knee injury. Also, Gavin James just about passed a fitness test. Nathan Webber's gone out on loan to Beaconsfield, and my Harrison Gilks is off getting some minutes as well. So coming back in, Simon Dunn's fully fit. He's back on the bench. And also we've got Nathan Smart back there, Manny Williams on the bench, and Alan in. So Perry Coles comes in. Up and coming games for the Rebels. There is no midweek game, no matter what you may have heard going around during the week that Slough did try to get a game. The Hitchin game has been called off because Hitchin are in the League Cup, or whatever it's called, the Big Free Bet thing it's called, isn't it? BigFreeBet.com thing. So Hitchin are in that, so the Hitchin game is postponed. They did try to get the Biggleswade game put back in, but that hasn't happened either. So the next game for the Rebels will be next Saturday. Slough will be at home to St Neots. That's the 24th, 3 o'clock kickoff, and it will be there will be rugby on in the bar after the game. I believe England are playing in the Six Nations, so if you got a couple of hours spare and you want to pop along, please stay in the bar after that game. Then away on Tuesday the 27th, where Slough will be away to Royston Town, one of the teams going for promotion, so that will be a big game. That is Tuesday the 27th, and that is a 7:45 kickoff. So again, I'll just run through those two sides for you very quickly as the players have had their handshakes. Chris Flood's got a bandage on after that cut to his head. So very quickly, for Kings Langley, starting 11 is Martin Bennett in goal. 2 is Maxim Fraser. 3, Callum Adebayi. 4, Gary Connolly is captain. 5, Jarrell Johnson. 6 is Elliot Godfrey. 7 is Ian Young. 8, Josh Caldicott-Stevens. 9, Mitchell Weiss. 10, Matt Ball. 11, Kieran Turner. For the Rebels, Jack Turner in goal. 2, Sean Fraser. So both number 2s are called Fraser. 3 is George Wells. 4, Guy Hollis. 5, the captain Martin Nisbet. 6, Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson. 8 is Matthew Lynch. 9, Perry Coles. 10, Chris Flood. And 11, Warren Harris. Those are your starting 11s for you this afternoon. Perry Coles is out there standing in the centre circle. He's not the tallest of players, but apparently I've been told that he's very much like Lee Barney. So there you go. If you remember Lee Barney from last season, who's harassing, got a bit of pace about him, and we'll give you a bit. I've got a funny feeling that the photographer's going to sit right in our viewpoint this afternoon. But there you go. So the two captains are just being called over. For some reason, the Kings Langley goalkeeper just had a feel of the ball, the match ball. not anyone else's ball. Don't get the wrong idea, please. And there you go. So that's what's going on. And we are just waiting for the referee, Mr. Danaher, to get the two captains going. They're just here in the middle now, just going through the handshakes. And it's a bit late getting here this afternoon. There was an accident on the A41. It caused massive tailbacks as you came off the M25. So it looks like Slough will be shooting from left to right the first half. Jack Turner in his green goalkeeping kit. And we just wait to see who's... It looks like Slough also have the kick-off here this afternoon. So Slough have the kick-off, and they'll be shooting from left to right this first half. And again, my apologies if I do get some of the names wrong. We are literally pitch level here at the moment. Although we're on the halfway line, it's very difficult to actually see people's names and stuff, and we will obviously have loads of people walk in front and get in the way, but we are just waiting for the referee, Mr. Danaher, to get today's game underway. Slough in their all blue away kit, and Kings Langley in their home kit of white shirts, black shorts and black socks. And we're just waiting for the referee. Just the problem with the linesman on the far hand side, and we look like we're ready to kick off. A little bit late kicking off, but here we go. We're just waiting for the referee to get on with it. Come on, mate. Blow that whistle. And there you go. So Slough with the kick-off here, and immediately they play the ball on the far-hand side, looking for Dobson. Well, headed away by Maxon Fraser. Comes out here towards Wells. Wells plays the ball in, takes a deflection. Dobson plays the ball back into the middle. Comes here for Coles. First touch for him. Finds Matt Lynch. Matt Lynch, goes past Gerald Johnson, just runs it. And it's a good defending by Connolly, but it comes here to Warren House. His ball is blocked, and it's come out here to Sean Fraser for Lee Togwell. Togwell just chipping the ball into the far-hand side. Chris Flood heading the ball into the box. Coles can't get it. Headed away by Connolly. Comes to the edge of the box where Dobson has a shot from distance. It bounces in front of keeper Bennett, but that's a good save by the Kings Langley goalkeeper. And Slough starting on the front foot. The fans just making their way behind the goals here at the moment. And it's Bennett in the goal for Kings Langley with this huge kick down the field. This has gone all the way towards the Slough 18-yard box, won by Sean Fraser the header, but it comes here towards Turner. Turner trying to take on Sean Fraser. Fraser gets his body in the way and then hooks the ball out of play for a throw to Kings Langley down this left-hand side of the pitch here. And a lot of changes here at Kings Langley since the last time that Slough visited last season, early last season it was as well. And it's going to be Adebayo that puts his throw into the box here for Kings Langley. And he's just waiting for a bit of movement. Movement comes in. Hollis leaves the ball and it goes all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner just waiting for Slough to just get a bit further up the field. They just drops the ball just outside his penalty area, then launches a kick down the far hand side, but it's a poor kick and it's well won by Young, and Young holds the ball up just inside his own half, plays the ball down, he's looking for the run of Vice, but that's got too much on it, and Jack Turner will let that ball go out for a goal kick. And like I say, we aren't going to have a lot of people walking in front of us here this afternoon, so my apologies if we do miss a few things. So good afternoon to Rebel, Alex Dutton and Sheffield Rebel, who are on the matchday chat. And you can put your comments through in there. I'll give you a shout out this afternoon as we wait for Turner to take this goal kick for the Rebels. Better kick by him, looking for Dobson on the far hand side. Dobson wins the header, but it's looked clear there by Godfrey. Headed away well though by the Slough captain, but only as far as Young, and Young controls it on that right hand side. Togwell's closed him down, and he's just run the ball out of play, and it's out for a throw to Slough this afternoon on that far hand side. And it's going to be George Wells. He was man of the match in the last game at home to Banbury. He takes the throw here, finding the head of Connolly, headed on there by Maxon Fraser by Kings Langley, but it's out of play for a throw. It's now have a throw just inside the Kings Langley half, and again George Wells trying to take it. Flood trying to flick the ball on, finds Coles with a little back flick into Warren Harris, gets to the edge of the box, just closed down, and the ball's smashed clear by Johnson, but it looks like it's gone out for, I couldn't tell you because I can't actually see anything to my right hand side because there's loads of people standing in the way, so your guess is as good as mine, but I think it may have gone out for a corner. So it's going to be a fun afternoon this afternoon. I can't see anything down to my right, but I guess it's James Dobson who ran across to take the corner for Slough, and I guess that would be an in-swing corner for the Rebels here in these early moments of the game. And Slough do a bit of movement on the far hand side, goes to into the centre, and it hits Matt Lynch on the leg and then rolls out of play. Just came to him through I think he was expecting someone to head it out, but no one got a touch to it, and it's out for a goal kick to Kings Langley. So there you go, those 0-0 the first few minutes of the day. Good afternoon to Tequila Shark. And to Luke Holdship, good afternoon to you guys. Thank you for listening in. We'll try and give you some decent. Like I say, we're going to have a bit of problem down this right hand side, but we can't see. Maybe they'll all come down the left hand side. Second half, we won't see anything there. Long kick here by Bennett. It's Lynch who flicks it on the wrong way. Hollis gets a touch to it, and Vice chases it down, and Turner gets it. He plays it off Vice, and it's come out here towards Coles. Coles up against Adebayi. Adebayi holding the ball up, and it comes off Adebayi last, and it's out for a throw. Players just in front of us there, and it's a quick throw here in towards Lynch. Lynch gets caught there, but the referee says play on, and it's come here towards Nisbet. Nisbet spreads the ball across to George Wells, and Wells looking to play the ball on. Hits a hard low when it's going to be cleared here by Johnson under pressure from Coles, and finds Young on the right hand side. Young can't control it, comes off his foot and goes out of play for a throw. Quickly taken by Wells towards Dobson, back in, and well won back by Young. And then Lynch comes across with a tackle, wins the tackle, but the ball claims off him and goes out of play for a throw to Kings Langley, about 5 yards inside the Slough Town half. 0-0 here at the moment at the Christ Stadium. And the good news is our friends from FC Video are here today filming on behalf of Kings Langley. First time that they've had that, and there will be clips available. As Wells wins the header from the throw, Lynch flicks the ball on, comes here towards Caldicott Stevens. His first time ball played down, but Wells wins it for Slough, and then under pressure manages to hook the ball out, but only as far as Maxon Fraser, who finds the ball in, and it's lost there by Matt Ball, and it's Warren Harris that brings the ball away here for Slough. He's got a couple of players, just overruns the ball. Callum Adebayi comes across to win the ball, chips the ball down, looking for the run of Vice, but Vice didn't continue his run, and it's an easy ball for Hollis. Plays it across to the captain Nisbet. Welcome back to him, to the first 11 this afternoon, in towards Wells. Wells the ball in towards Flood. Flood tries to hold it up, but a touch there from Godfrey finds Young on the far hand side here. And then Young back in towards Godfrey. It's well won by George Wells, and he can chip the ball forward, looking for Dobson. Dobson with a quick flick in, but it's won here by Connolly. Chased down well by Coles, and the chasing by Coles means that Connolly's ball goes all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner just has the ball at his feet, a couple of yards outside of his penalty area. Long ball down the field. It's well headed away though by Connolly, only as far as Lynch. Takes it down well and controls the ball in the centre, just by the centre circle. Spreads it out here to Sean Fraser. Fraser with a heavy touch on the pitch, but finds Lynch, and then Lynch spreads it to George Wells on the left back position, and Wells just looking to bring the ball forwards. Plays it in here, finds Chris Flood. Flood flicking the ball, looking for Warren Harris, but Warren Harris gets a touch to it, but it's cleared in the end by Turner for Kings Langley. There's a Kieran Turner. There's all the same names on here. Ball play forwards, looking for the run of Coles. Coles gets behind the fence, lobs the goalkeeper, and he just puts it over the top of the bar. But the first chance for Coles this afternoon on his Slough Town debut, just gets past the back four there, just lobs it over the keeper, but misses the crossbar, and it's out of play for a goal kick to Kings Langley. We'll try and keep you up to date with the latest scores from the other games in the Southern Premier League this afternoon, as we wait for Bennett to take this one. Farnborough have already scored in their game. Farnborough 1, Biggleswade 0. Ball comes off the head of Hollis. It's taken down well by Nisbet, who plays the ball out here, looking for the run of Warren Harris up against Adebayi. Adebayi wins the header, and it comes here towards Ball. Beat to the ball by Sean Fraser, but Kadam Adebayi wins it, and then just gets caught by Warren Harris, and it's a free kick here to Kings Langley, literally right in front of our commentary position. I can almost go and take it. I'm that close to it, and it's Matt Ball who will take this free kick with his left arm covered in tattoos. His right arm is bare, and he's wearing the number 10 shirt of Kings Langley here, right in front here, and Johnson and Connolly have gone through. The ball's played in, looking for Johnson, comes off his head, but it's hasn't got a lot on it, and it's an easy claim for Jack Turner at his far post, and looks to play the ball down there. Cole slips on the surface there, and Slough trying to win the ball back, and they get it back here with Warren Harris. He finds Chris Flood. Chris Flood coming down the right hand side, comes in on Connolly. Connolly comes across with a good tackle, and it comes off Chris Flood last, and is out for a goal kick to Kings Langley. And the pitch here at Kings Langley, you'll see they share this ground with Watford Ladies, but the pitch here in very good condition. A little bit of inside the goal mouth in the 6-yard boxes, there's a little touch, and there's a little rough patch just inside the Kings Langley half, just on the edge of the centre circle part of that in their thing. So yeah, pitch looking good here, but Bennett to take this goal kick and get some distance and looking for Vice, beaten to the ball by Nisbet, held up here by Flood. Flood finds Warren Harris trying to play the ball through to Coles, but that's just a little bit too hard, and it comes through to the goalkeeper Bennett with an easy claim. And good afternoon to Ian as well, who's listening in. There's a huge kick here again by the goalkeeper, flicked on by Vice, and it's played back towards Turner, and under pressure Turner has to hit it on the volley. Long ball by him, Lynch beaten to the ball, and then Fraser comes diving in. It comes off the head of feet of Kieran Turner, and then it's headed back to the goalkeeper by Nisbet. So just be careful that there are two Frasers on the pitch, both wearing number 2 for the opposite sides, as Dobson wins the header on the far hand side. Coles chases it down, puts Connolly under pressure. Connolly clears down the field. It goes out of play for a throw to the Rebels. There's also 2 Turners as well. So number 11 is Kieran Turner for Kings Langley, and obviously Jack Turner in goal for the Rebels. Ball is with Jack Turner from the throw that's now won. And under pressure, he's just played that ball, trying to find Dobson. Dobson tries to keep the ball in, but only as far as Godfrey for Kings Langley, who finds Maxon Fraser, and the ball inside to Caldecott Stevens. Plays the ball forwards, and ball comes in, retrieves it in his own half in the centre circle, turns and takes on a couple of players, looking for the pace of Young down that right hand side. But Young would need to be faster than Usain Bolt to be able to catch that one. And there you go. And apparently I did read somewhere that Usain Bolt, when he's won his his gold medals at the Olympics and whatever, has not raced in total over 2 minutes winning those gold medals. So there you go. So what he's done, he's got all that money making it for less than 2 minutes work. It's almost like winning the Euro Millions. Turner to take this goal kick for Slough, again looking for Dobson, who can't keep the ball in, and it's gone over the top of the stand on the far hand side and is out of play for a throw to Kings Langley on the halfway line. It's Maxon Fraser, the number 2 for Kings Langley, who takes a throw and finds Connolly. Connolly playing it across to his goalkeeper Bennett. Bennett just on the edge of his box, chased down by Coles, back here towards Connolly. Slough putting some pressure on. Ball back out though to Maxon Fraser. He does well, comes inside, plays the ball in, trips the ball local, looking for the run of Caldecott Stevens, but too much on it, and it goes straight out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. We played 11 minutes here. It's 0-0 at the moment. I'll try and give you latest scores from the other games. There's not seem to be much going on here at the Cry Community Stadium here this afternoon. We're just waiting for Jack Turner to go and take the goal kick. Still Farnborough 1, Biggleswade now. I'll just give you some of the latest scores in a second. Just bear with me. As Turner takes this long kick, again aimed for Dobson. Dobson does well to win the ball, but it's only as far as Johnson, who clears for Kings Langley. Under pressure, Hollis heads it away, finds Togwell with a little ball here from Togwell, into George Wells. Wells with some lovely skill going past Young, and then plays the ball out here on this far hand side in towards Sean Fraser. Fraser finds Warren Harris on the right, and Harris under pressure from Turner plays in towards Fraser for Slough, and Fraser finds Togwell. Togwell again under pressure, wins the ball back for Slough, and Slough being forced backwards here at the moment, but the ball still with Sean Fraser, chipping the ball forward, looking for the run of Chris Flood, headed away by Adebayi, and it comes through to Godfrey, who plays it across to Connolly. Connolly under pressure from Dobson, but finds Young. Young under pressure from Lynch, now trying to win the ball back, and then Coles tries to flick it. In the end it's cleared by Johnson, only as far as Nisbet, who leaves the ball for George Wells, and Wells chipping the ball down the line, looking for the run of Dobson. Dobson gets in front of Fraser, gets to the byline, plays the ball in. Oh, and it's Flood who back heels the ball as it comes across the 6-yard line, and it's just wide of the goal. It's great improvisation is the word I'm looking for by Chris Flood, but it just goes wide of the goal. So in the Southern Premier League so far this afternoon, there is only one goal in any of the games, and it's been scored by Farnborough. Farnborough 1, Biggleswade 0 is the only score so far from the Southern Premier League. And Slough so far had the better opportunity so far this first half, but still 0-0 here with almost 13 minutes gone. And it's going to be Bennett again with this Long goal kick, headed on well by Caldecott-Stevens, trying to find Vice, won by Nisbet. Caldecott-Stevens gets a second chance. Sean Fraser with the header, only as far as Godfrey. Godfrey takes it down and finds Young, but Young's ball is poor and it comes through to Togwell, and he finds Warren Harris. Harris in a bit of space, but so far hasn't got the best of Adebayo. In towards Flood. Flood's ball is poor, and Caldecott-Stevens wins it back for Slough, and Warren Harris still chasing the ball. The clearance only comes as far as Sean Fraser, who chips the ball looking for Flood. Flood takes it down on his chest, turns, plays the lovely ball in here towards Lench. Lench just dummies, turns it and plays it back out here towards George Wells in a forward position. Finds Dobson. Dobson on the left hand side. Yet to beat his man on the far hand side, but finds Wells. And Wells, both of them have just got two players. It's Young and Fraser. Ball trips over, looking for the run of Wells. It's hooked clear by Godfrey, only as far as Lench. Lench playing a little bit deeper this afternoon for the Rebels, and finds Sky Hollis just inside his own half. Plays it across to his centre-back partner, Nisbet, who can bring the ball forward to the halfway line. Ball forward, looking for the run of Wells on the far hand side. Comes off Fraser last. Max and Fraser, that is, for Kings Langley. He clears the ball, but only as far as Togbo, who can pick the ball up 18 yards away from Slough goal. Finds George Wells on the outside. Wells can't get past his man, but finds a cross here towards Dobson. Dobson hits his cross straight at his own player, and it's won back by Ball. Ball tries to play the ball through, but intercepted well by Mark Nisbet, and Nisbet towards Dobson. Dobson again trying to make a bit of space, looking for the run of Coles up against Connolly. Connolly trying to leave it. Coles gets there, and Martin Bennett comes diving at the feet bravely of both players and wins the ball. And it's in the hands of the Kings Langley goalkeeper. 0-0 here at the moment. And Slough having the better chances, but still this game yet to spark into life. As Bennett with yet another huge kick down the field. Vice is underneath it. Comes off the thigh of Hollis, and it's into the arms of Slough's goalkeeper, Jack Turner. And Turner will try and get Slough on the attack early. Slough with Dobson in a forward position. Ball played through. Coles is there to flick the ball into the path of Dobson. Dobson cuts inside onto his right foot. He shoots, it's blocked, and it's good defending by Kings Langley with Johnson and Connolly coming in to stop Dobson there. But good play by Coles on his debut, flicking the ball into the path. And unfortunately, Dobson had to cut inside onto his right, and it allowed the Kings Langley defence time to block the ball. And again, huge kick by Bennett, finding Vice. Vice does well with a touch to hold the ball up, but it's won back here by Lench to find Sean Fraser. And Sean Fraser chipped ball in, will be headed away. Oh, Adebayo takes a touch, and that allows Fraser to come in and play the ball. But it's come here towards Kieran Turner. Turner trying to find Ball. Comes off the head, and the referee, the assistant referee on the far hand side, says offside against Matt's Ball. And that must have been, it's one of those awkward ones, because that happened in the game, didn't it, between Liverpool and Tottenham. And as from that, I would guess that he isn't offside if the ball has been intentionally played by an opposite player. And the referee assessor just sitting next to us, just to see if we can agree. But it's a free kick here for Slough, with Turner to take it halfway inside his own half here. And the highlight show is not going to be great for FCC video, but again, aimed towards Dobson, comes off the head, and Maxon makes a mistake. It's won by Flood, but the referee says that Flood fouled the Kings Langley right back, and it's a free kick to Kings Langley, and the goalkeeper will go across to take this one. Just in the background of the stand on the other side is a train just going past, and we're just going to make sure that we're just, because there's something, the computer's trying to restart itself for some strange reason. Bennett with the goal kick here, free kick, sorry, all comes off the head of Nisbet, goes the wrong way, and Hollis under pressure from Ball manages to hook the ball clear here, high into the night sky. Coles underneath it with Adebayo. Adebayo wins the header, but played through to Warren Harris. Ball played forward. Coles will chase it, and Johnson will go back to his goalkeeper. And under pressure, Bennett just hooks the ball, and Flood gets a touch to it, but it's all the goalkeeper has to come diving at the feet of Dobson there as Max and Fraser tried to see it back towards his goalkeeper, but Bennett had just tried to get into position. I've lost the cursor on the screen. Anyone know where it's disappeared to? There it is. There you go. And Bennett again, huge kick from his hands, aimed towards Vice. Vice flicks it on, but there's no one behind him, and it's out of play. So it goes into the arms of Jack Turner. King Kettering have taken the lead at home to Bishop Stortford. Kettering 1, Bishop Stortford 0. And the ball on the far hand side, Flood chasing it. It's only as far as Connolly. Connolly's touch finds Maxon Fraser, the Kings Langley right back. His ball only finds Matt Lench. Lench under pressure from Young, being forced to go sideways. And just as the sun goes in here, finds Dobson on the far hand side. Dobson should cross the ball in, and it's over the head. Finds Coles, he chests it down, but slips as he chests it, and it's allowed Johnson to clear, but the ball only as far as Sean Fraser, or Fraser's ball, looking for Togwell, but he's missed it, and Caldecott-Stevens plays it over the top. Vice chases, and Vice will try and keep that ball in down this near hand side. Does well to hold the play up, but Hollis comes across for Slough. And it's out of play for a throw. Got a little fly on our screen. I just killed it. There you go. I've just killed the fly. It's a throw to Kings Langley, deep inside the Slough half on this left-hand side. And it will be Adibayi that goes to take this throw for Kings Langley. Johnson has come forwards for King Langley. Ball goes straight into the box. Oh, it's bouncing around. Goes to the far post. And Turner under pressure. He ends up in the back of the net. But the referee doesn't see the ball in the net. And despite pleas from the Kings Langley players, it's gone out of play for a goal kick. And the two, it's Turner and Nisbet just having a word with each other about what should have happened there. I think that Nisbet was expecting, with the ball coming in the sun. The sun's out here at Kings Langley, and I think that basically they were saying that they were expecting the goalkeeper Turner to come and claim the ball, but it's very difficult with the sun in his eyes. But he gets the game back underway with this goal kick, aimed towards Dobson. Dobson wins the flicked on header, won back by Togwell, finds Flood. Flood's header in towards Togwell. Togwell trying to find a run of Warren Harris, but it's cut out by Caldecott-Stevens. His ball towards Connolly is hammered down the pitch, looking for Vice, headed away by Nisbet, comes through to Togwell. Intelligent header by Togwell finds Hollis. Hollis's clearance isn't the best, it's picked up by Godfrey. Godfrey chipping the ball in, looking for Vice. Hollis gets a touch to it, and then Sean Fraser gets his body in the way, and is then fouled by Mitchell Vice, and it's a free kick to Slough, and a little bit of a soft free kick there, and it's a free kick to Slough inside their own penalty area. 0-0 here. We've come to play 20 minutes so far, and not the greatest game you'll ever likely to see, but a little bit of goal math actually good. And short kick by Jack Turner finds Wells. Wells with the ball looking over the top, but it's picked up here by Connolly. Finds Caldecott-Stevens. Back here towards Connolly. Oh, Connolly's ball is poor, and Warren Harris picks it up here for Slough. Gets the ball in towards Togwell. Togwell evades a couple of challenges, then gets caught with a few players. Ball bouncing around. Comes to Flood on the edge of the box, trying to turn. Gets a shot in, and it's well saved by Bennett, and even better by the goalkeeper. He managed to keep hold of the ball as it bobbles in that 6-mil goal mouth area, which is a little bit churned up, but good goalkeeping there. But again, Slough with the opportunity down that near hand side, but not taken, and still 0-0. And again, long kick by Bennett. Oh, almost hits our commentary position there, and that would have been fun. That would have turned everything off good, that one. And it's a throw to Slough right in front of us. Sean Fraser comes to take the throw, and aimed towards Flood. Flood up against Callum Adibayi. He's grabbing his shirt. Ball comes in towards Warren Harris. Heavy touch by him means Kieran Turner's there to clear the ball, and finds Ball. Ball with the ball over the top, looking for Vice. Nisbet has to come across for Slough. Hooks the ball out of play, and again that's going to come near us. Commentary position, bouncing around in the stand. It's a throw here on the far hand side. Throw to Kings Langley, and Adibayi comes across to take it. He's had a good game at left back, not giving Warren Harris much chance at the moment. Ball's headed away by Warren Harris. Oh, and then Flood gives the ball away to Godfrey. Here towards Kieran Turner. Kieran Turner turns, finds Jarrell Johnson up towards Godfrey. Godfrey on loan from Willstone. Ball here towards Connolly. Plays the ball forward. Hollis stretches to hook the ball clear, and then Togwell is fouled by Kieran Turner, and it's a free kick to Slough. Taken quickly by Lynch, trying to find Dobson on the far hand side. Dobson beaten to the ball by Max and Fraser. Ball goes out of play, and it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. 0-0 halfway through this first half. Quick throw by Wells in towards Dobson. Back towards Wells, and Wells under a bit of pressure from Young. Has to go back towards his goalkeeper, Jack Turner, who just takes it with his feet just outside his penalty area. And then just trying to wait for some movement. Ball played forward here, looking for Dobson up against Fraser. Comes out here towards Coles. Coles turns in the corner, but I guess he's offside because I can't see the linesman down this near hand side because everyone's standing down that side. But it's a free kick to Kings Langley for an offside decision. So see if we can find you some scores from the other games in the Southern. Kettering have just gone 2 up against Bishop Stortford. Kettering 2, Bishop Stortford 0. Let's see if we can find anything else for you. It seems to be 0-0 everywhere else from what I can gather. And long kick here by Bennett. Comes off the head of Lynch. It's played down the field by Dobson. Coles chases it, goes back towards the goalkeeper Bennett, and Coles still carries his chase down, but St Neots have scored at home to Tiverton. And the ball here with Wells under pressure from Godfrey, but finds Nisbet, played across the back 4 here in towards Hollis. Hollis finds Sean Fraser. Fraser just brings the ball out. He needs a little bit of help. It comes from Lynch, and Lynch is immediately under pressure from Ball. And it's back here with Sean Fraser. Chipping the ball forward, looking for the runner Coles. Coles up against Johnson. Uses his body to try and get goal side, but the goalkeeper comes out quickly to gather the ball on the edge of his box there. And it's not the greatest of games, not the greatest of commentaries. Never the greatest of commentaries. Long kick again by Bennett. Headed away well by Hollis. Comes out here towards Warren House. Keeps the ball in and comes down the right hand side. Plays the ball in here towards Flood. Flood takes a touch under pressure, but finds Togwell. Togwell chipping the ball in, looking for Dobson on the far hand side. Maxon Fraser with the header away. Adebayo wins the header, but it's a foul by Warren Harris. And again, a soft free kick given away by Slough. If any of you do happen to have the numbers of any Slough fans that you know are in attendance, could you wake them up for me, please? They're very, very quiet behind that goal. They're in good numbers. They've travelled well, despite the traffic problems on the way. But I don't think I've heard them shout anything at the moment, and we could do with the Slough fans getting behind the football club. So if you know anyone, please get them to go on. Hollis wins the ball from the free kick taken by Bennett. It's only up towards Connolly, who heads it on. Hollis wins the header again, comes through to Dobson. Little cushion header by him, finds George Wells. Wells under pressure from Young, but plays the ball out here towards Lynch. Lynch popping up on the left hand side, breaks into the Kings Langley half and finds Dobson. Dobson skips past his marker for the first time this afternoon, plays it in, looking for Coles. Comes off Connolly. Johnson hooks the ball clear, flicked off by Young, and then Dobson dives and wins the ball back. It comes through to Young and puts Caldecott Stevens under pressure, but the player does well and gets the ball back towards the goalkeeper, and under pressure he plays the ball out only as far as Sean Fraser, the other right back, and he plays it here towards Warren House. Warren House running down the side, plays it in, it's come off the head of Caldecott Stevens only as far as Togwell. Togwell back towards Fraser. Fraser, I can't see because people just keep walking in front. Ball played in, looking for Flood. Flood trying to play it in towards Warren House. Kieran Turner's there under pressure and plays it out. And I'm guessing for a throw, being as Guy Hollis has just signalled that he is going to go across to take this. So anything could be happening down the right hand side. I really don't know. But it is a throw to Slough. I couldn't even tell you where the throw is. It's somewhere on the right. I literally can't see anything past the halfway line. So there's a throw to Slough somewhere down the right hand side. Hollis to take this throw. Into the box it goes. Bouncing around. Oh, it's a goal! And it's Mark Nisbet who gets the goal. And it comes on 27 minutes. It was from the throw from his centre-back partner. And it's Nisbet who just rises high, heads it towards the top of the goal, and it lessels in the top, and that's goal number 3 for the season for Mark Nisbet, and that is his 6th goal in total. 6 goal in total for the Rebels in his 77th appearance. Now with the goal here, it's 1-0 to the Rebels, and Mark Nisbet on his return to the side after injury scores a goal. And still the Slough fans looks like they're looks like they need an electrocuted shock. They still, I don't really think they've cheered much for even the goal. It's going to be Kings Langley to take this kick-off, and it's Caldecott Stevens standing over this as yet another train comes past. So it's great. If you're a train spotter and a ground hopper, this is a perfect place to come across. There's a problem here with the referee. Apparently Kieran Turner, the Kings Langley number 11, had his foot in the opposite half, which is why the referee delayed the kick-off. Played down the line by Warren Harris towards Johnson. Coles chases the ball, and Bennett under pressure finds Callum Adebayo. He can turn inside his own half, plays it ball, comes off the head of Ball, and finds Turner. Turner just skips past a couple of challenges, but going backwards towards his own goal. Plays the ball in, gives the ball away here towards Matt Lynch. Lynch holds the ball up just inside the Kings Langley half and finds on the far hand side for some reason Chris Flood, who's playing a little bit deep there. Finds Dobson. Dobson again cuts inside, finds George Wells, and Wells just a foot inside the Kings Langley half. Finds Lynch, who's immediately under pressure from Mitchell Weiss, but plays back here towards Wells. And Slough will just keep the ball better here. I do have an interesting fact that I'll give you when next ball goes out of play. Ball here with Wells. Finds Dobson on the left hand side. Dobson crosses in first time, trying to find Coles. Coles gets a touch to it. Comes off the foot of Johnson and is actually out for a corner to Slough. I can tell you that so far this season, Slough have lost midweek in the cup games only, and their 5 Saturday defeats have all been, well, the 5 I've given it away, haven't I? The 5 defeats that Slough have all been on Saturdays. So there you go. So oops, my computer's just turning itself off. Let me see if I can find myself back on there. And it's in swinging corner from the far hand side. It's going to be Matt Lynch to take the corner on this side. It's on the far side, and Lynch, we're just waiting for the referee just to. He's just seen a bit of pushing and shoving going on in the box. He's just had a word, and then the corner will eventually come in for Slough on the far hand side, and played in. Johnson gets a touch to it. Caldecott Stevens is there first before Coles, but it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And again, they're going to wait for Hollis to go across to take this. And the last time Hollis threw the ball in, Slough scored. I think this one's a little bit further back. I haven't got a clue, I can't tell because I can't see. But just have a guess, it's further back from roughly where he kind of ran to. And again, it comes into there, flicked on at the far post, comes towards Coles. His shot is blocked, it's cleared, but it will come out here towards Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser under pressure from Mitchell Weiss, overruns it, sliding tackle, and it's cleared by Maxon Fraser. But Warren Harris wins the ball back, and then Wells smashes the ball forwards. Dobson and the goalkeeper underneath it, and Dobson just allows the goalkeeper, who raises his knee as he catches the ball, to roll the ball out, and finds Adebayo down this left hand side in towards Ball. Ball told up by Togwell in towards Godfrey. Ball closed down well by Perry Coles, and finds Chris Flood. The ball looking for Coles to chase. Johnson has to come across, and he clears it out for a throw to Slough, about 10 yards roughly from the corner flag. And it will be Guy Hollis who goes across to take the throw for the Rebels. It's now with this 1-goal lead. We've played 31 minutes of the game so far. Apparently Hereford are 1 up, and we're waiting for this long throw to come in from Dobson. Hollis. It's headed clear though in the end by Caldecott Stevens, only as far as Fraser. Fraser plays the ball out towards Hollis, I think, who's still in that position. Crosses the ball first time. It's volleyed by Matt Lynch, and it's hit Kings Langley player in the face, who's gone down. It's gone out for a corner to Slough, but the Kings Langley player just double checking what he's doing, making sure that he's okay. And the referee just stopped the game for a second while the Kings Langley player just regains his composure. It is the captain Connolly who had the ball volleyed into his face, but he seems to be fine, and it will be a corner for Slough. Again, I can't see who's going to take it, but I'm guessing that it's James Dobson. Ball played into the box. It's a free header. Chris Flood and Slough from 2 set pieces have scored again. The goal coming in the 32nd minute here, and it's Slough with a 2-goal lead. And they've maybe the training this week has been working on set pieces. They haven't really scored many goals from set pieces, but one from a header from a long throw, and now a header from a corner. And Slough have a 2-goal lead here at the Scry Community Stadium. And it's Slough with a 2-goal, and still the Slough fans behind the goal are exceedingly quiet. Maybe someone could just wake them up. So seriously, if you seriously do know a Slough fan who's here today, you've got to give them a text or a phone call just to wake them up a little bit here. They are extremely quiet here. The sun is out here. It's a gorgeous sunny day here. A lot of people braving the weather without a coat. That's how nice it is. Kick-off here from Kings Langley finds Godfrey to the left back colony, always closed down well by Coles, who's working hard. Ball finds Warren Harris. It's come out here towards Lynch. Lynch does well, evades a couple of challenges. Now runs down the right hand side. I can't see what's going on. Make it up as he goes along. I can't see, because obviously I can't see down that side. It looks as though the ball has gone out of play for a goal kick. And now you hear the Slough fans. I think I couldn't tell you what's going on, but I think it's the Slough fans not happy with the challenge, I guess, on Matt Lynch, who as of yet hasn't run back to his position. As far as yes, he is. I don't know what's going on. Something to do with something going on. I can't see down that side, so you might as well just make it up. Maybe they were playing tiddlywinks. I don't know. Bennett with the long clearance. It comes off the head of Dobson in towards Matt Ball for Kings Langley, but Lynch is there for Slough to win the ball, hook the ball clear, trying to find the run of Flood on the far hand side. Maxon Fraser puts his body in the way of it, shields it out of play, and it's a throw to Kings Langley halfway inside their own half as yet another train goes past here. I'd love to tell you what it is. It's a Virgin train, and it's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 11 carriages long. If that helps you as a train spotter. Ball here to Vice. Vice though is tackled well by Guy Hollis, and the ball's one here towards Togwell. Togwell spreads it on the far hand side to Dobson. Dobson cuts back, holds the ball up, and then finds Flood. Flood tries to flick the ball back in, but it's well won by Fraser for Kings Langley. Bear in mind there's 2 Frasers, 1 on each side, and 2 Turners. Very confusing. There's a train going around the opposite way. That's just a engine-y thing on its own. Balls though with Jack Turner. Has the ball at his feet inside his own penalty area and picks the ball up here, and just takes his time here and then launches a big kick down the field looking for Flood. Flood with his head bandaged heads the ball on, only as far as Caldecott Stevens. His header isn't the best. Warren Harris wins the next header, but it's played forward by Godfrey looking for the run of Mitchell Vice, but Hollis is there, hooks it in towards Fraser. Sean Fraser plays the ball out, gets a little flick on the clearance towards Togwell, and a great save by Godfrey. He looks at the referee as if to say, "Me, ref." He put his hands up to protect it, and the ball hit him on the hand, and he's not expecting that to be a free kick. Taken quickly though by Slough towards Wells. Wells trying to find Warren Harris. Warren Harris goes in at the far side, plays it in the centre towards Carl's on his debut, stretches and can't put the ball in the back of the net with just the goalkeeper to beat. Cole's just stretching with his left foot, just couldn't get there. It was great play by Warren Harris, did everything right. He just played the ball a little bit too far in front of Perry Coles, and the new signing just couldn't score a debut goal so far, and it was just wide of the goal. But good play by Warren Harris, and Perry Coles just kind of like giving himself a little G up there for not probably getting to the ball. I think it's because he's got funny boots on. His boots are orange on the outside and black on the inside. Ball played forward by Bennett, headed out by Nisbet, kept in by Dobson, but it's here towards Vice. Vice plays it out to Godfrey. Godfrey to Maxon Fraser. Then George Wells wins the ball, but it goes out of play for a throw on the far hand side to Kings Langley. And it's just inside the Slough half. Taken quickly, looking for the run of Matt Ball down this far side. A lovely little flick in to find Young. Young tries to go past Nisbet, holds the ball up well, but then plays it a little bit behind, and Chris Flood's in there for Slough to win the ball. Played quickly towards Dobson on the far hand side. Dobson then plays it in, looking for the run of Coles. Adebayo heads away, only as far as Warren Harris. Caldecott Stevens tries to get there, but Warren Harris wins the ball for Slough. Finds Coles. Coles plays it back towards Warren Harris, chips it to the far post. There's no one there. Dobson trying to come in now, but the ball has gone out of play, and it's out for a goal kick. But Slough with the much better of the play here at the moment, and deservedly 2 goals up here, as the computer's just frozen for some reason. There, if you on Twitter, then if you look at Slough Town FC, you will see a video of the Slough Town goal, and we're just waiting for this goal kick to come in from Bennett. Just going to see if we can find you some latest scores. It's flicked on well by Kieran Turner, but Hollis gets there first for Slough, but only as far as the right back for Kings Langley. Maxon Fraser does well. It goes past 3 players. Good play by the right back, still running with the ball. Trailed 40 odd yards. Finds Young on the far right hand side. He's under pressure from Wells. Tries to get across him, but it's well blocked by Wells and goes out of play for a throw to Kings Langley. Well, I'm going to see if I can get this computer to work. I'll kick it in a minute. See if I can find you some latest scores, as we just wait for, on the far hand side, Maxon Fraser's gone across to take the throw. Hereford are 2 up. Away to Dunstable. Ball comes into the box. Headed by Nisbet. Oh, it's a poor touch by Vice, and it's allowed Togwell to clear. Trying to find Coles. Connolly, though, with the ball back in. Headed out by Sean Fraser. And Warren Harris chases to try and keep it in. Plays it down the line. Crashes into the barriers. And Coles chases that loose ball. I can't see what's happening because it's down the right-hand side. So, just make it up as he goes along. Ball played in here towards Lynch. Lynch finds Warren Harris on the overlap. Back in towards Dobson, who's just appeared on the right hand side. Skips past one. Gets a shot in. It's blocked though, and it's cleared by Maxon Fraser on the far hand side to find Young. Young's ball finds Mitchell Weiss. Holds, turns, but it's blocked by Nisbet, and the ball comes through to Flood. Score of the second goal. Holds the ball up well. Then it's one in the centre by Nisbet, only as far as Connolly. Connolly trying to chip the ball out for Young. Closed down well, but the ball ricochets here towards Ball. And Ball takes it onto the right hand side, holds the ball up, cuts back inside, tries to go past, and then Togwell comes across and tries to launch that ball onto the railway line. It's out of play for a throw to Kings Langley. I'm just going to see if we can find you some latest scores in the Southern Premier League for you, but my computer's exceedingly slow this afternoon as Maxon Fraser takes the throw. It's volleyed away though by George Wells, and come through here towards Connolly, and Coles chases the ball down. It's volleyed clear now by Nisbet. The ball comes through to Adebayo, who's got time to control the ball just inside his own half, and finds Kieran Turner. Turner back in towards Adebayo. He's immediately under pressure for. Oh, he's given the ball away to Chris Flood, and then Caldecott-Stevens slips. Flood then finds Lynch. Lynch has the ball just in towards Togwell. Chipped forwards, looking for Warren Harris down the right hand side, and then make it up as you want. Ball comes in from Warren Harris, looking for Matt Lynch, who slides. It's headed away, and then Jarrell Johnson with the volley clearance only as far as Togwell, who finds Sean Fraser, and Sean Fraser back here towards Guy Hollis. Hollis will play the ball across, looking for George Wells. Wells with the ball forward, looking for Warren Harris, but Bennett, the goalkeeper, comes across, and that's an easy claim for the Kings Langley goalkeeper. And I will try and find you some latest scores. I can tell you that Hereford were 2 up. It's Redditch nil, Basingstoke nil is the latest. As the long kick by Bennett again. I think he must be aiming for me. Maybe I've said something about him. But again, the ball goes straight out of play. And it's a throw to the Rebels. And it's about halfway inside their own half. Hollis is going to come across to take this one and put some distance on this throw. Just showing the ladies his midriff, but as he cleans the ball. So not only is he cleaning the ball, but he's giving the ladies something to look at as well. And then Hollis, long throw down the field, looking for Warren Harris, headed away by Connolly, comes through to Caldecott-Stevens, but then Togwell just scoops the ball straight out of play, and it's a throw to Kings Langley, 10 yards inside their own half. We've got about 4 minutes of first half time. As Adebayo plays it in, headed on by Kieran Turner, only as far as Nisbet, who volleys the ball clear. Volleyed back by Maxon Fraser, only to Warren Harris, who plays the ball forward. This time Dobson trying to play the ball in. It's headed away by Fraser, then the ball skied into the air by Connolly. It comes off the head of Godfrey in towards Matt Lynch, who finds George Wells. Wells trying to find Dobson, but again Maxon Fraser, the right back, brings the ball forward and manages to slide in, play the ball through. Young comes across, but it's a sliding tackle by Nisbet. Plays the ball out of play, and it's out of play for a throw to Kings Langley on the far hand side. And it's the right back for Kings Langley, Maxon Fraser, to take this throw. It's right by the away dugout. It's about 15 yards inside the Slough half. Gets the ball back from Caldecott-Stevens, but then loses the ball. Ball played forward by Slough. It's won back by Connolly, the Kings Langley captain, who finds his centre-back partner, Jarrell Johnson. Cross here to Adebayo, just a couple of feet inside his own half, trying to take on Warren Harris. Has the ball, played it in, and it's easily spotted by Mark Nisbet, who plays the ball forwards. Underneath it is Johnson. Heads it back to his goalkeeper Bennett, and Bennett will just pick the ball up. It's 3 minutes before the end of the first half here. Don't think there'll be much time played on. Again, Bennett, huge kick by the goalkeeper. Hollis wins the header, comes right by us, but it's out of play for a throw to Kings Langley. Adebayo comes across to take it, and a quick throw in towards Kieran Turner. Turner's played it in, but it's a good tackle by Sean Fraser, but the ball breaks through Godfrey, who finds the Kings Langley right back, Maxon Fraser, takes a heavy touch, manages to keep the ball in on that far hand side. Good play by the right back, and holds the ball up, playing it in here towards Ball. Ball trying to turn, great tackle by Nisbet, but it comes out here towards Weiss. Weiss under pressure in towards Godfrey. Godfrey leaves a good ball into the left back, Callum Adebayo chips the ball into the box, and it's well taken by Jack Turner, although Vice got a little push in the back as he jumped for the ball with Nisbet. But to no avail, the referee doesn't give a infringement, and the Slough goalkeeper Turner has the ball at his feet. It's in his hands, sorry, apologies. As he launches a long kick down the field, looking for Flood. Flood does well to flick the ball on. Adebayo under pressure from Coles. Coles trying to get there, gets a block on the ball. It's out of play for King's Langley throw, but Coles has worked really hard on his debut so far. Kettering are 4-0 up against Bishop Stortford, according to Gary Thomas. Thank you for keeping me informed, Mr. Thomas. I hope you've had a good week with your kids on half term. The throw comes in from Adebayo off the head of Sean Fraser and out for another throw. And I will count train carriages as they go past again for you. Don't worry, I will keep you up to date. Throw from Adebayo, and Vice flicks the header on. Nisbet with the clearance. Not the best of clearance. It came to Caldecott Stevens, but his ball was poor. Matt Lynch wins the ball and finds Warren Harris. Harris with the ball down the field. Johnson acrobatically stretches to win the ball for Kings Langley and then plays it to Adebayo. Slough won the ball on the far hand side with, I think it's Coles down the right hand side. It's hooked clear, only as far as Togwell. Togwell gets ahead to it, but the ball will come to Young. Young with a touch in towards ball. Ball just inside the half. Plays it in, and it's come off a Slough player, and it's found Mitchell Vice. Vice has been forced wide by Sean Fraser, but has the ball, hits it in low. It's blocked well by Hollis, but Caldecott Stevens is under back there for Kings Langley. Back out here towards Godfrey, back in towards Kieran Turner, now down this left hand side, trying to cut inside Sean Fraser. Does well, chips the ball towards the back post. Oh, it's over the head, and it's a great volley by Matt Bulber with a great save by Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who positioned himself really well for that one. It was a great stretch by Matt Ball to reach the cross. It was over the head of George Wells, and he did really well to volley it towards the goal, but good save by the Slough goalkeeper, who hasn't had much to do. The train went past there. I forgot how many carriages were on it. Sorry, I'll do better, don't worry. And the ball cleared by Jack Turner. It's gone to Caldecott Stevens. His touch isn't good. It's come off Togwell, and Togwell tries to find Coles, but the ball just runs out of play, and it's a throw to Kings Langley, halfway inside their own half down the right hand side that I can't see. And Adebayo with the throw, won by Fraser towards Togwell. Oh, Togwell just turns Caldecott Stevens and then looks to play the ball down the field for Flood. Flood to chase here against Johnson. Flood back heels it, but Johnson just plays the ball down. It's cleared. Togwell comes across for the Rebels, heads it, looking for Warren Harris. Harris keeps the ball in, but now I can't see what's happening. Ball comes in towards Coles. Coles just has time to turn on the edge of the box and digs the ball out here towards Matt Lynch. Lynch will find Wells. Wells has got a bit of space. He will hit it. And it's a great hit. He's hit the crossbar. I think the goalkeeper may have got fingers on it. It's cleared in the end by Connolly, but that's a great effort by George Wells, the left back. Hit that with a lot of power, and I think the goalkeeper got a touch to it onto the crossbar. The highlight clips will show better of that, but it's a good chance for Slough. Cleared, and the ball played forwards by Dobson. Coles chases it down, hits him on the backside and finds Maxon Fraser. Hustled off the ball well though by George Wells. Wells takes the throw quickly to find Coles. Coles heavy touch, now finds Wells trying the right hand side, and it's half time. I think the referee has blown for there, and I was expecting a free kick or a goal kick or a corner, and he blew the half time whistle. So half time here at the Cry Community Stadium here, Gaywood Park in Kings Langley. It's Kings Langley 0, Slough Town 2. The goals coming from captain Mark Nisbet on the 27th minute from a Guy Hollis throw. And then 5 minutes later, on 32 minutes, Chris Flood with his 18th of the season for the Rebels gives Slough a 2-0 lead. Again a header, this time from a James Dobson corner. Means that Slough scored 2 goals from set pieces, which are it's not that they're not known for their set piece play, it's just that they normally do have a thing where they don't normally just play it straight in to the box like that, but they have done, and Slough have got a 2-goal lead here at the moment, and a bit like the first game, they will be hoping not to give away some silly things. Mr. Thomas has saved me doing a job. I'm going to read you these are the latest scores. I'll wait until he's actually done the half times. If you're not gonna do it properly, Mr. Thomas, I mean, come on. You should at least wait for the half-time scores to come through. But if you do, you can join in with the conversations on the YouTube comments page. It's a live chat there on there. And we'll say good afternoon to Michael Theron, who's listening as well. And if you just put your name on and say hello, I'll try and keep an eye on it during half-time. And I'll also count the number of train carriages coming past for you. And maybe you should have a little train. There's one coming here. It's Virgin Trains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 carriages on that one. So you get the engine and then 8 carriages. So if I say that there's 8 carriages, that doesn't include the engine. So that's the first one. That was a Virgin train going towards Watford, I would guess, is where you'd be saying that is. So that's your first one of this half-time interval. And like I say, don't forget there will be clips of the games and the goals available this evening with Kings Langley requesting that FC Video come and I think they're looking at maybe Kings Langley are looking at maybe possibly having their home games filmed next season. So they've invited our friends from FC Video down to see how it goes and what kind of service they offer. But so there will be goal clips available this evening. And then full highlights will come on Sunday or Monday. So there you go. We're going to try to find you some of the half-time scores for you. And we're just going to see. Mr. House has just put his stuff down near us. And there you go. So we've got some Slough fans just making their way round here at the Christ Stadium. It's changed a lot since we were here early stages of last season. We came here in August. They've got a stand on the far hand side, and it's got a commentary position on there because Kings Langley do a commentary as well. We've got a stand here on the right hand side. It was previously like a long stand with about 3 rows of seat back, but it did stretch quite long. That's all been knocked down, and we've got a new structure here. We've got some terracing on the right hand side. As it's such a lovely day, people are enjoying the sunshine there. Then we've got a new stand that's here. I think some of the seats are still in it from before, and it's we're kind of like in a new kind of gantry that's been held up by a lot of scaffolding here. But behind the goal to where the clubhouse is, there's just a fence that has other pitches, and then behind the goal that Slough will be attacking the second half, there is a small stand. But it's not a stand, it's got seats in it. It's a seated stand, if that makes any sense. A seated stand. But there you go. So I'm going to try and find you some more trains as they come past, if any more do. I'm also going to try and find you some things. Kettering are 5-0 up at home to Bishop Stortford at half time. So there you go. We're just going to see if we can find you those half time scores. And I'm just really rubbish today with the computer. To be honest, I'm mostly rubbish every day with the computer. I just can't seem to get the computer to scroll down today. But there you go. So there you go. I will try and give you some scores from other games as well. There is the FA Cup going on as well, and we'll see what's going on. We're just going to see if we can find you some interesting facts about today, the 17th of February. I hope you all had a good Valentine's, and those of you who are single, just watch some rubbish puts on TV. There's nothing else on, is there? We have not far from here, in 1461, we had the Second Battle of St Albans. For some reason it's not in St Albans, but the Lancastrians defeated the Yorkists in England's War of the Roses. It's called the Second Battle of St Albans, but it's not in St Albans. But there you go, that's a strange one for you, isn't it? Let's see if we can find you something a little bit more. In 1941, during World War II, the first postwomen began work in Salford due to the lack of men who were fighting in the war. We've got in 1959, Queen Elizabeth gave Marlborough House to the nation as a Commonwealth centre. And we'll just see if we can find anything else. Richard Bryars passed away on this day in 2013 at the age of 79 for his roles in TV's Good Life, amongst others. And on this day in 2003, the London congestion charge began with the fee for motor vehicles that went in at certain times to that. And I got caught out because I don't go into London often, and if I did, I'd go by train. But I was working in London and had to take some people down, and as you come through, my car said, "You're now entering the congestion zone," and I thought, brilliant, and I thought, well, I'll pay that once I finished work, and then I forgot, and then apparently if you don't pay it on that day, you then get a letter from the congestion people saying, yes, you owe us £65 for not paying the fee, when I didn't realise that, and if I'd known it was 65 quid, I would have mostly parked just outside, and gone, tough to that, but there you go. I'm still trying to find you some half-time scores. Someone's mostly posted them, but here we go. Mr. Thomas has been very kind to us here this afternoon and saved me doing some work. Right, I'm just going to write them down and then I'll give them to you, because then I know that I've got them right. Just bear with me for a second, and just a bit like the commentary, make it up as you go along. I've just got a couple more to do. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm missing St Neots, apparently. I can't find St Neots one on there. There you go. So what we've got so far, half-time scores. We have Dunstable 0, Hereford 2, Farnborough 2, Biggleswade 1, Frome 1, Chesham 1, Hitchin 1, Gosport 1, Kettering 5, 10-man Bishop Stortford 0, Merthyr 1, St Ives 0, Redditch 0, Basingstoke 0. We haven't got the St Neots 1 because Mr Thomas hasn't done that yet. Stratford 2, Dorchester 0, and Weymouth 2, Royston 0. Slough obviously 2-0 up here at the Crichton Community Stadium. We haven't had any trains go past. I will keep you informed of the trains and the carriages. Good afternoon to Kathleen Porter, who is our General Manager John Porter's mum. And I will keep you, don't worry, I know you're all waiting for the trains to come past, but I haven't actually seen any trains come past since that 8-carriage Virgin train went past just at the just as half time had arrived. I will keep you in date. We're just watching the players, the substitutes of both sides, just warming up. If you've never been to King's Langley, like I said, it has changed a lot. They do actually have a DJ who plays pumping music outside. You won't be able to hear it because of where we are, but he's actually a proper DJ. He's like properly spinning some tunes, and then he's like introducing the tunes and saying what the tunes are. It's brilliant. Rebel has just watched the 2 goals on Twitter, so if you are on Twitter you can watch the 2 goals. I believe if you'd have to look at Slough Town FC on Twitter to find those, but someone has kindly videoed those, and Peter Bridle just walking past his Noreen won the scratch card on the coach this afternoon and kindly donated it back towards the trust, so there you go. Apparently Redditch are 1-0 up in their game, and I've given you it as 0-0, but there you go. It's I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I'll try and give some scores from other games, wasn't I? That's what I was going to do. I forgot really what I was doing, to be honest. And it's because it was quite nice today. I didn't think that I'd actually need to put some gloves on, and it's although it's sunny, we're now in the shade. Is starting to come across. The big sets of trees behind me are there, and it's now coming over. You weren't on the coach this afternoon, Mr. Hiron. Oh, you wasn't? Okay. Okay, I didn't put his name down. Everyone was waiting for you, apparently. But there you go. Nice to see you. You well? Well. He's well. There you go. That's Barry.
With another goal.
Yes. So Barry's one of our volunteers at Slough Town, who, without him, we couldn't do without. And he knows that. I'm just going to tell him that just so he knows that as he's standing there. But there are volunteer vacancies available at the club, and if there's anything that you can do, ideally someone with some fantastic kitchen knowledge of fast foods. There you go. Some of the scores from the local games for you. It's Guiseley 1, Maidenhead 2, Fatcham 1, Windsor 1, Hollyport 0, Wallingford 2. There's some of the local games for you. And obviously we would like to wish Windsor all the very best for next Saturday, also along with Fatcham and Bracknell Town, as all three of those sides, plus Leighton Town, you aren't that far away from us, all four of those sides are in the FA Vars quarter-finals. Now, thankfully, they've got some good ties, a couple of away, and Windsor will have to go all the way up to Stockton Town, which is in Middlesbrough. So we wish them all the best, and we hope. You missed the train. You missed the train. It wasn't a Virgin train, but it had 10 carriages. It just went past, and I just counted 10 carriages. I was going to give you some scores from the FA Cup. It's Brighton 2, Coventry 0. Half-time scores, West Brom 0, Southampton 1. Obviously, there's no Premier League due to the FA Cup rounds. And also, we'd like to wish Rochdale the very best of luck for their game tomorrow afternoon. We've got Birmingham City 0, Millwall 0, Burton 0, Forest 0, Cardiff 2, Middlesbrough 0, Fulham 0, Aston Villa 0, Preston 0, Wolves 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Bolton 0, Sunderland 0, Brentford 2. But don't panic, because apparently Sunderland came back from 3 goals down away, so that could change anything. In the Sky Bet League 1, it's AFC Wimbledon 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Doncaster Rovers 2, Fleetwood 0, Gillingham 0, Walsall 0, Milton Keynes 0, Charlton 1, Oxford 1, Oxford 0, Plymouth 1, Scunthorpe 1, Northampton 1, Shrewsbury 0, Rotherham 1, Southend 2, Portsmouth 1. And in Sky Bet League 2, it's Barnet 1, Accrington 0, Cambridge United 1, Grimsby 0, Carlisle 1, Chesterfield 0, Cheltenham 0, Wickham 2, Coventry 1, Lincoln 0, Crewe 0, Colchester 0, Exeter 0, Mansfield Town 1, Morecambe 0, Forest Green Rovers 1, Newport 0, Notts County 0, Stevenage 2, Yeovil 0, and Swindon 2, Port Vale 2. Hello, Ollie, you alright? Oh, what's going on? There's some latest scores just coming through. You good? There's loads of people just coming past. We're just going to see you from the National League, the southern section of the National League South. Bath 0, Whitehawk 1, Bognor 2, Braintree 0, Chelmsford 2, Hemel Hempstead 2, it's Chippenham 1, Hampton Richmond 0, Gloucester 0, Concord Rangers 0, Havant 0, Havant 1, Hungerford 0, sorry, Poole 0, Eastbourne 3. It's a train coming past. It's a green train, but it's only 3 carriages long. It was green and yellow. The two sides just starting to come out here for the start of the second half. Finishing off those National League South, it's Truro 2, Oxford 0, Wealdstone 0, Dartford 0, Welling 0, St Albans 0, and Weston-super-Mare 2, East Thurrock 2. So there you go. Those are some of the scores for you. Both sides are they're out for the second half. The officials have just come out as well. Today's referee, Mr. Danher, is just here with the match ball. And some of the other games are already underway, but we're a little bit late. Train coming past, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's there's one going the opposite way. There's another green. Right, so Virgin train's going into London, 10 carriages, and then that little green train's come back. That's got 3 carriages. So there you go. Just so you know, I'm keeping you informed of the trains. If only Dave Piercy was around, he'd love this commentary today. We are waiting for the second half to start. Kings Langley will have the kick-offs now. We'll be shooting from right to left. We are just waiting on the referee just to get this second half started. And we are just waiting for his official on the far hand side to get it. There's a couple of Kings Langley coaches who are just not in position, that they're still on the field. So that's what the delay in this second half is. But Slough, with this 2-goal lead, will be looking to build on this, and more importantly, keep a clean sheet. And the referee just waiting for, I don't know. So still people are standing down the right hand side, and people now standing down the left. So if it comes over this side, you might have trouble with the commentary, but then we've had trouble with the commentary whenever I've done it. So there you go. Ooh, a couple of nice young ladies just going past as well. We've got a throw on the far hand side for Guy Hollis to take at the start of this second half, and long throw looking for Flood. Flood is sandwiched, comes off his head last though, and out of play for a throw to Kings Langley on the far hand side. And it's going to be taken by Adebayo on the far road. It's flicked off by the head of Sean Fraser, but then hooked clear by Hollis. Trying to find Flood. Johnson all over the back there. It's kept in by Adebayo. Only finds Warren Harris. Ball played forwards. Hits Godfrey. And Coles chases it down. It comes through to the captain Connolly. Plays it back towards the goalkeeper. And Coles again chases the ball. And it's only 1-2 Warren Harris. He flicks the ball on towards Flood. Score of the second goal for Slough. Up against Adebayo. Johnson comes across. Plays the ball in and finds Young. Young in a central position here. Runs with the ball, crosses the halfway line, being followed by Togwell. Still has the ball, plays it down here, looking for the run of Kieran Turner on the far hand side. Turner gets in, ball played in towards the goal, and it's a poor shot there. And it's a good save by Jack Turner, who comes out and smothers the ball well for the Rebels. And Turner just under pressure there for the first half. Start the second half, aren't we? Yes. Long kick here by Turner. Underneath it is Connolly, who heads the ball away. Headed back by Togwell, back towards Connolly. A poor touch by him, and it comes through to the right back, Maxon Fraser, who does well to skip past James Dobson. Closes down by Dobson. It comes through to Ball. Ball treads on the ball, manages to keep hold of it, and being forced back by Togwell. Chips it on the far hand side, looking for the run of Adebayo, but Sean Fraser's across for Slough and finds Warren Harris. Harris with a little ball inside towards Chris Flood. Flood holds the ball up, trying to play it back in. And Warren Harris uses his body, but Caldecott Stevens comes across, wins it back, and then finds Godfrey. Godfrey immediately under pressure again. Hooks the ball, but only finds George Wells. Wells has a bit of space here. Runs with the ball. People standing in front, I can't see. Ball played in, cleared. Comes back out here towards Lynch. Lynch wins the ball. 30 yards away from goal. Still running with it. Finds Dobson on the left-hand side. Dobson here, chance up against Fraser. Cuts back inside and overruns the ball. And ball for Kings Langley comes back and played it in. Played up here for Kieran Turner, and loads of people coming past. He's running down the right hand side, and I can't tell what's going on, but he's still got the ball, and he slips and falls over, and it's out of play for a goal kick to Slough Town. And several people enjoying the special beers that were on offer here at Kings Langley in the bar, and it's a free kick to Slough inside their own penalty area, which Jack Turner will go across to take. And it's we've played only 3 minutes so far of the second half. And Mr. Thomas obviously hasn't got his kids today because he's come up that Hereford are currently at the top of the table at the moment. Ball played in, headed away by Godfrey, only as far as Lynch. Lynch just waits for the ball to come down, chipping the ball forward. Flood gets the touch to it. It's cleared by Godfrey again, and it's come through though, and Coles chases down Adebayo. It's played forwards, and it's well held up by Mitchell Weiss. Finds Matt Ball. Ball with the ball, trying to find Kieran Turner, who's now popping up on the right hand side. I can't see what's going on because it's down the right, and anything could be happening, but it's come out of play. I think it's a throw to Kings Langley down that near hand side. So this at the moment it's Hereford top, Kings Langley second, Weymouth third, Kettering fourth, Slough fifth is how the table would look at the moment. And it's going to be a throw coming in on the far hand side by Kings Langley. Slough with some defending to do here. Long ball into the box. It's closed away by Nisbet, volleyed back by Young, but it's over the top of the bar and out of play for a goal kick to Slough. So there you go. And so still Slough with this 2-goal lead here at the moment. And goals in the first half, and like I say, several people enjoying the local beers on offer from Specialist Brewery just down the road. So I think the Slough fans are, although they're not in fine voice behind that goal, they're having a good afternoon. Jack Turner just taking his time with this goal kick. And Turner, long kick here, aimed towards Dobson. Dobson can't win the head. It comes off Godfrey last and is out of play for a throw to Slough on the halfway line, which George Wells will come across to take. I've just kicked my bag over underneath the table, but there you go. Let's see if we can dig that out. Long ball down the left-hand side, hooked clear by Fraser. But John Turner trying to show that he has got football skills and successfully failing. It's a throw here though to Slough. George Wells will take it in front of our commentary position, about 10 yards inside the Kings Langley half. Finds Flood, train coming past. 9 carriages on that train going towards London. Quick throw by Kings Langley, headed away by Nisbet, and comes through to Wells. Wells lofting the ball over, looking for Chris Flood. Headed away by Connolly towards Godfrey. Back towards Max and Fraser and back towards Connolly's. Kings Langley being forced backwards here by Slough. Ball with Godfrey. Godfrey just under pressure from Dobson. Managed to play the ball out there to Adebayi on the far hand side. He can race down the left hand side. He's going a good 30-40 yards. Still running. Goes past Lynch easily. Going to cut inside. Still running with the ball. Still has it, but it comes out towards Wells. Or Wells takes a poor touch and ball finds Turner. Turner trying to break him, but Wells back there trying to defend against him. Turner still has the ball. They're being forced out wide by Wells, and ball played in here towards Young. Comes down the right hand side. Crosses with too much power on his cross, and it goes all the way out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And just bear with me when I try and find a right-handed glove. There you go, I've got my right-handed glove. That's a left-handed glove. That's no good. We want a right-handed glove for this. So our view now down the right-hand side is being blocked by numerous pints of beer being placed on the fence around. And Slough have a throw on the far-hand side. It's going to be Guy Hollis that goes across to take. And it's a long throw by Hollis. Finds Flood. Flood holds the ball and then flicks it over, looking for the run of Coles. Ball goes out of play, and it's a throw to Kings Langley on that far hand side. We can try and find you some scores. It's a little bit early yet. It's a throw to Kings Langley on the far hand side, a level with where the away dugout is. It's Adebayi with the throw. Long throw from him. It's flicked on well by Ball. Comes through to Young. Young flicks the ball on. Played on by Vice towards Turner. Turner does well to evade the challenge, but then Nisbet gets a second touch too. But Turner holds the ball up well and then skips past his own player, still with the ball, and then finds Adebayi, who's come forwards, and his ball into the box. Comes through. It's shot by Young on the turn, but it's well wide of the goal. But Slough started the second half quite poorly here, and Kings Langley have, in these first 7 minutes, been the better of the two sides in this second half. But it's Jack Turner just taking his time with this goal kick, and again we can't see much down the right hand side with people standing in the way. And Turner to take this goal kick to get the game back underway. No more trains to come past. Don't worry, I'm keeping you up to date with everything here today. And Turner's ball, that's going towards us. Dobson wins the flick on, headed away by Caldicott-Stevens. Then Dobson goes in and wins the ball, flicks it for Coles, but Connolly's there to turn and plays it back across to his centre-back partner Johnson on the 18-yard box of his own half. Played out towards Adebayi, being pressured here by Warren Harris. He's going to try and cut inside. Loses the ball though to Lynch. Lynch has to stretch for the ball, leaves it for Sean Fraser to bring forward. Fraser skips the challenge and finds Coles. Coles then gets bundled from behind, and the referee was going to give a free kick there. I think he was going to give it a little bit further back for Slough, but then Coles got clattered from behind by Connolly. It's a free kick to Slough. It's around about 30 yards away from goal, maybe a bit further than that, maybe 35 yards away. Dobson just moved it a little bit closer here. Kings Langley just with a two-man wall for this. It's Dobson to take it, and Dobson I think will go for goal with this one. The referee has marked out quite a long 10 yards from my kind of view, but he's marked it out, and Dobson standing over this free kick for the Rebels. And he plays it into the box. It's easily hooked clear by Conley, only as far as Togwell. Plays it back to the far hand side, and a shout by the goalkeeper for his right back to leave it, and the ball goes out of play and out for a goal kick. Jack Turner just organising his team to get into a defensive shape as we wait for Bennett to take this. He's got a good kick on him. Still Kings Lynn nil, Banbury nil. Banbury doing the teams at the top. Ball's coming towards us here, and Dobson wins the header, lenches underneath it, lets the ball bounce, and then gets last touch comes off. Oh, come on, it's that way. Oh, referee, that is poor. Last touch comes off Max and Fraser, and it's a throw to Kings Langley. Somehow don't understand how that was, but there you go. And it's a throw to Kings Langley down the field. I can't see where it goes because it's down the right hand side, so you can guess where it is. Ball comes out here towards Godfrey. Godfrey plays the ball forwards. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. There you go. There's a tiny little gap that I can just see down the side. So there you go. So it's out for a goal kick. So still Slough with this 2-goal lead. Reddish apparently taking the 2-goal lead against Basingstoke. And it's second half. Slough haven't got into this second half as of yet. As Turner gets going back on the way with this goal kick, aimed towards Coles. Coles can't get to the ball. It comes through to Johnson. Johnson holds the ball, plays it forwards. It's only volleyed clear by Hollis towards Dobson. Dobson does really well, flicks the ball on, finds Coles. Oh, referee! He's ducked his head, referee! And he's having a go. I think that Dobson has said something here because, Coles has been penalised for a high foot. It's not that high a foot, but Johnson did duck his head down. But nowadays the referees do give extra protection on head injuries, and Dobson had obviously said something, and he's just called Dobson and the captain in this bit over just as I think just for something that Dobson said, maybe disagreeing with the decision. But as it is, it's a free kick to Kings Langley. As a 10-train carriage from Virgin heads out of London past us here. Ball comes here towards Flood. Finds Togwell, just launches the ball down the field. Johnson heads it away. Flicked on by Young, only as far as Togwell. Togwell under pressure. Ball comes here to Vice, but he can't control it. It's to Warren Harris. Harris in towards Flood. Flood does well to turn. Tries a 1-2 with a Kings Langley playing. Gets the ball back. Still running with it. Trying to find Dobson on the far hand side. Maxon Fraser comes a lot. Lovely little 1-2 here. And then Hollis takes Maxon Fraser out. And that could well be the first yellow card of the game here for Guy Hollis, as the Kings Langley right back was surging forwards. Lovely little 1-2 with Matt Ball. And sure enough, Guy Hollis is the first player in the book on 58 minutes. He gets the first yellow card for that little bit of a late challenge there, and a good decision by the referee. Right, so while we were waiting for this free kick to come in, the late scores: Dunstable 0, Hereford 2, Farmer 2, Biggleswade 1, Froome 1, Chesham 1, Hitchin 1, Gosport 1, Kettering 5, Bishop Stortford 0, Kingsley Banbury 0-0, Merthyr 1, St Ives 1, Redditch 2, Basingstoke 0, St Neots 1, Tiverton 0, Stratford 2, Dorchester 0, Weymouth 2, Royston 0. The free kick comes in from Connolly, and to the far side. Adebayo heads the ball back in, the ball bouncing around. It will come here towards Nisbet. He's got time to hook the ball clear. That's going to come right near us. But fortunately, Maxon of Fraser is the underneath it and plays the ball down the right, so I haven't got a clue what's happening. You just haven't got a clue. The ball's been cleared here towards Dobson. Dobson tries to keep the ball in and then plays the ball, looking for the run of Coles. Coles here up against Caldecott-Stephen. Caldecott-Stephen goes back to his goalkeeper. Oh, and under pressure, Bennett's played the ball to the side, and Connolly has had to come across and clear for Kings Langley down the field. Wells is underneath it, but Turner flicks the ball on. That's Kieran Turner of Kings Langley. Hooked clear by Nisbet. Comes off the head of Connolly towards Flood, who plays the ball forwards, but it's got too much and will go all the way through to the goalkeeper, Martin Bennett, in the Kings Langley goal. So Bennett's goal kick is headed away by Matt Lynch, who tries to win the ball back and wins it back on the far hand side. Then ball just tackled back by Matt Ball, and the ball played forwards here towards Caldecott-Stevens, who holds the ball up under pressure from Warren Harris. Still has the ball, plays it down the field, and still has it, plays it in here towards Mitchell Vice. Vice here up against Nisbet. Nisbet blocks the cross as it comes, and it spins out for a throw on the far hand side to Kings Langley. Kings Langley, better team in this second half by far. Now yet to really get into the game on this second half, and the throw will come in. In fact, it's gone out for a corner, apparently. It's a corner to Kings Langley on the far hand side. Matt Ball has gone across to take this one. An in-swinging corner for Slough to defend. Adebayo and Johnson have gone forwards for this, for Kings Langley. The ball's whipped in and it's bouncing around. Volley cleared by George Wells. I think Adebayo is down. He's off the pitch as Dobson has hooked the ball clear, and then Coles has played it off Connolly to hold the ball up, and Coles lucky he's only got Flood up with him. Adebayo's back to his feet, and Slough will just slow the game down here and take a throw on the far hand side with Warren Harris going across to take it 10 yards inside the Kings Langley half. Slough still with this 2-goal lead from the 2 goals in the first half. We played 15 minutes of the second half, and Slough are going to leave it for Sean Fraser to come across. Sean Fraser playing his 260th game for the Rebels this afternoon, and a further 10 games will put him in the top 20 all-time appearances for the Rebels. Ball comes off the head of ball, and then Dobson chases back for Slough. Under pressure from Kieran Turner, chips the ball down, looking for the run of Perry Coles. Coles uses his body, hits Connolly, and Connolly chased into the corner by Coles. Coles comes off Coles for a throw right by the corner flag to Kings Langley. The assistant referee on this near hand side getting plenty of abuse from the fans on this near hand side. That's what happens when you let them bring alcohol onto the pitch, by the pitch I should say. Caldecott Stevens hooks the ball clear, and thankfully it hits the scaffolding in front of our commentary position, and Slough have a throw. Here it's George Wells to take this throw, and he's just been so it went off where that stand is. No point sending him back, that's where he sits. So the throw comes in by Wells, in towards Flood. Flood having his shirt pulled wins a free kick off the right back Fraser. And if you are picking up some unkind words from some supposed fans who are nearby, who are drinking, I do accept my apologies for that one. And the referee just chatting to the Kings Langton captain Connolly about the decision there. But we have got a few fans who are just a little bit using some colourful language, so apologies if we are picking any of that up. It's going to be a free kick to Slough. It's kind of level with the corner of the 18-yard box, but it's a good 5 or 6 yards towards the sideline. Matt Lynch is standing over it. It's a two-man wall for Kings Langley here. And Nisbet and Hollis have both gone forward. Slough scored from 2 set pieces. Ball played in. Headed away by Adibai. On the far hand side, Warren House will see the ball, trying to win a corner. Ball's playing in. He's played it off. Matt Ball comes out here towards Togwell. Togwell under pressure will play the ball in towards Lynch. He's come all the way from that corner to win the ball back. Little flick by him, trading a bit of space. Oh, goes past the run of Young. Still has the ball on his left foot. Chipping the ball in. Headed away, comes straight back out to him. Yet to take a shot on goal as Lynch. He finds Dobson. Dobson doesn't mind having a shot, but he's on the right hand side and crosses with his right foot. The ball headed across the 18-yard box, comes towards Flood. Oh, Flood's had the ball taken off him by the right back Maxon Fraser, but Slough will try and win the ball back, and they've won it back here with George Wells. Wells, who has a shot from distance. It's another one of those skimmers across the ground, but Bennett does well to save the ball and hold on to it as well. So good save by the Kings Langley goalkeeper there. So still Slough with this 2-goal lead. Bennett, this kick goes a little bit to the side. Underneath it is Kieran Turner, who does well, but hooked clear by George Wells. Underneath it is Maxon Fraser. Takes it down on his chest. Good control by the Kings Langley right back. Under pressure from Dobson, has to come back to his captain Connolly. Connolly just waits for a bit of movement, plays it looking for the run of Vice. It's got too much on it and goes back to Slough's goalkeeper Jack Turner. And we'll see if we can find you some latest scores as well in the games. In the second one we get a bit of a break here. Rebel seems to think that Slough aren't sitting back. They're just not really getting forwards. Flicked on by Flood. Oh, mistake by Johnson. It hits him on the bum and then kind of hits him on the hand. Lots of people here calling for handball, but it was a case of ball to hand rather than the opposite way around. Slough just can't. It's not that they're sitting deep, but they're not sitting deep at all. They're just not lacking any fluidity. I think Kings Langley have come out pumped up for the second half and have just started to play better. There's a throw for Slough down the right hand side. I'm guessing that Guy Hollis has come to take it to get some distance on it. And the ball comes through here towards Connolly. Under pressure from Coles. Connolly clicks the ball down the field. Lynch is there first for Slough. Howdy doesn't get high feet here. Togwell comes in, plays the ball forwards. Coles will chase that one, even though Bennett's favourite for it. And Bennett does well to keep the ball in play as he jumps with Coles. And Coles pestering him there. But it's a good claim by the Kings Langley goalkeeper. Long kick into that clear blue sky. Underneath it is George Wells, who does well to win the header. And it's out of play for a throw to Kings Langley, roughly halfway inside their own half. It's the game was really lacked a little bit in the second half. Kings Langley the better of the two, but neither side created real chances. Ball headed away by Togwell. Connolly's there first for Kings Langley and finds Caldecott Stevens. His ball is poor. Coles will chase it down. Bennett has to come out of his box to clear and can only clear the ball out of play and I've heard a tiny simmering of sound from those Slough fans behind the goal after Bennett was put under pressure, and it's nice to know that they're still there, even though they're very quiet. Fraser for Slough takes the throw. Ball comes in and Lynch is pushed off the ball. It's come here with Matt Ball. Finds a bit of space for Ian Young. Young trying to find Kieran Turner. Turner now playing on the right hand side here. Goes past Nisbet well, but Lynch is there for Slough to tackle and then finds George Wells. Wells, there's a sliding tackle by Turner. I don't know what happens because I can't see down the right hand side. But there you go. And it's a throw to the Rebels, I can tell you that much. And taken quickly towards Dobson, and then it's hooked clear by Wells, headed away by Johnson. Comes through to Matt Ball, who flicks the ball on, only as far as Nisbet, who plays the ball on. Coles is onside here, gets a touch to it, but can't control it. And Johnson heads back to his goalkeeper. Coles is virtually playing up front on his own against three centre-backs here at the moment, but he's working tirelessly for the Rebels on his debut. Flood's just a little bit deep for Slough at the moment. Ball's played in. Fraser for Slough clears the ball, and Flood trying to get there first. Gets a touch to it and finds Warren Harris. Trouble is again, Coles is the only player forwards for Slough, and Warren Harris chips the ball forwards. Coles chases, but again, Bennett is first to the ball, and I think Coles is just saying, put it down the channels for me, rather than too close to the goalkeeper. Bennett with this kick into this gorgeous blue sky here this evening. Free header for Lynch. Doesn't direct it best, and it will come here towards George Wells, who just gets clattered by Fraser and Maxton Fraser. That is not his own player, Sean. The referee has a little bit of a look of Jamie Carragher. Wells is just rubbing his head here at the moment. I think he just got caught by the challenge. It's a free kick to Slough, and I think some Guy Hollis is just having a word with the referee, saying it's the same player that did the same one before, but the referee with a smile just laughs it off, and George Wells is well enough to take this free kick for Slough 10 yards inside their own half. We've gone halfway through the first half. It's still Slough with this 2-goal lead as well. Pummels this ball into the box. Flood can't get this. Headed away by Johnson, and the ball goes straight out of play for a throw to Slough. Halfway inside the Kings Langley half. They're going to leave it for Sean Fraser to come and take the throw. He's just making his way over quite slowly. And Sean Fraser with the throw, finding Flood, having his shirt pulled, but comes off the head of Flood last and out for a throw there. But difficult for the officials to see the shirt pulling. They're on the wrong side. And it's anybody with this throw for Kings Langley, trying to find ball. Comes off the head of Hollis in towards Lynch. Lynch does well to evade a couple of challenges, turns with the ball, and then chips the ball forwards, only as far as Adebayo. Takes a touch in towards Matt Ball. Togwell gets a head to it, but it comes through here towards Dobson. Dobson and Togwell win the ball back, and Dobson gets it, but only as far as Godfrey. Godfrey back towards Johnson, chased down by Dobson, and so now putting some pressure on, trying to win the ball back here. And Warren Harris uses his... Oh, what... Unbelievable. Warren Harris uses his body to shield the ball and win it back. The referee said it's a foul, and then Matt Lynch doesn't give the ball back, and he's being spoken to here by the referee. In fact, Lynch is going to get a yellow card here for Slough. That's his second yellow card of the season. It's very difficult because Lynch has got a yellow card. And it's a yellow card maybe for something he said, but you know, we just had the Kings Langley right back come clattering into a player, and the referee does nothing about it. But Lynch doesn't give the ball back and gets a yellow card. So there you go. That's how it is. It's a free kick anyway to Kings Langley. It's about 5 or 6 yards inside their own half, and Connolly will take this free kick. He hits it hard and low towards Adebayo, flicks the ball on, trying to find Kieran Turner. Comes off a Slough player last. It's a throw to Kings Langley on the far hand side. Adebayo takes the throw, trying to find ball inside the box. Ball tries to turn, and his shot has taken a deflection off a Slough player. It's gone out for a corner, and a small group of Kings Langley fans are making more noise than the Rebels fans who are still asleep. So there you go. So I don't know what the Kettering are 6 up. As the corner comes in, aimed towards Adebayo. It's a shot there by Young, blocked well by Nisbet comes out here towards Nisbet, who can bring the ball out for Slough. Plays it down, looks for the run of Flood. Too close to Connolly, who wins the header, and it's back towards Caldicott Steve. Oh, he's lost the ball out to Flood. Flood finds Lynch, who's come through. Coles is there for. Lynch has just gone through past a couple of challenges. Got Dobson to the left-hand side if he needs him. Finds Dobson. Dobson's into the penalty box. Oh, he's hit it with power, and unfortunately, that ball will bounce all the way down the railway line and end up either in Watford or Hemel Hempstead. But there you go. So not the best of chances there for Slough wasted. And Bennett will take this goal kick for Kings Langley. We're going to give you some of the Southern Premier latest scores in a second, as we wait for Bennett to take this goal kick. And it's one free header by Togwell, trying to find Coles, headed away by Connolly towards Adebayi. Adebayi plays the ball for only as far as Togwell, inside the centre circle, that position that he holds really well. Ball played back in towards Nisbet. Nisbet trying to play the ball here for Coles to chase. Coles up against Maxon Fraser, and he does really well, does Coles. It's gone out of play off him last for a throw, but he chases the ball down well, and the throw comes in here towards Bennett. The Kings Langley goalkeeper plays it forwards, and again Togwell first to the ball, finds Flood under pressure, finds the ball out here towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to skip round Adebayi, but it's a good challenge by the left back, and it's out of play for a throw to Slough. So latest scores: Dunstable 0, Hereford 2, Farnborough 2, Biggleswade 1, Frome 1, Chesham 2, Hitchin 1, Gosport 1, Kettering 6, Bishop Stortford 0, Kings Lynn 0, Banbury 0, Merthyr 1, St Ives 2. St Ives come back from behind there. It's Redditch 2, Basingstoke 0, St Neots 1. Ball come out here towards Warren Harris, plays it into the box, but it's blocked by Johnson. And Young will just look to clear, but it's a poor clearance by him, straight towards Warren Harris, who crosses the ball in, looking for Coles. Coles, being manhandled, and the goalkeeper gets to the ball first. So the rest of those scores: St Neots 1, Tiverton 0, Stratford 2, Dorchester 0, Weymouth 2, Royston 0. Those are your latest up-to-date scores, as Wales just misses the header there, but Nisbet makes sure, comes towards Lent, takes it on his chest, overruns it. Ball breaks here for Matt Ball, in towards Godfrey. I was going to call him Jeffrey then for a second. Ball out here towards the left back, Adebayi. He has time to play the ball in. It's intercepted by Wales, but his touch is heavy, and it's come through here to the right back, Maxon Fraser. He likes to take the ball on, plays it towards Ball, looking for Vice, but it's a good challenge there by Sean Fraser, and then finds Warren Harris on the far hand side. His ball down the field, hasn't taken the deflection to come off Warren Harris last, and it's a throw to Kings Langley on the far hand side. 28 minutes to the second half gone. Still Kings Langley 0, Slough Town 2. Ball thrown in from Adebayi to Caldicott Stevens, flicked on back here towards Johnson, who plays it across to his captain and fellow centre back Connolly, who can bring the ball forwards, and then Chips looking for a run in the far hand side, but that's a poor ball and goes straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And it's I haven't got a clue who's going to take the throw. It's down that side where people can't actually see, because they're all standing on the thing. They should really have some yellow hatches there so that people can actually see. The throws come in, and then, I don't know, ball's bouncing around. Comes here towards Togwell, clears and finds Warren Harris. Harris has got Coles in front of him. It's a good ball. It's into the channel, but Coles can't get to it. It's just rolled into the penalty area before Coles could get there. Again, Coles working on his own. Flood's playing almost, I know he's got a number 10 on his back, but he's almost playing as a number 10 here. Ball's here with Kieran Turner. Finds Connolly. Hits Turner and comes through to Togwell. Togwell, short ball in, and Nisbet has to come across to play the ball. Coles here up against Johnson. Johnson does well to hit it back towards his goalkeeper. Again, though, Perry Coles, he might not have scored, but he's working his socks off for the Rebels this afternoon. Having a good debut. Ball here with the captain for Kings Langley, Connolly. Plays it down the field, looking for the run of Mitchell Vice. It goes down the right-hand side, and Nisbet gets a touch to it, and then I can't see. Hooked clear by Slough as far as Connolly. Connolly now being chased down by Dobson. Plays the ball forwards, comes through to Young. Good control by the midfielder, who holds the ball up and then finds Kieran Turner down the right-hand side, and then I can't see what's going on. Turner's got the ball. Does well to evade a challenge, but a great tackle by Lynch, wins the ball back and finds Dobson. Dobson trying to find the ball for Coles, and it's a good idea, but it's just a little bit too much on it, and immediately Dobson apologises to Coles, but again Coles, he's working on his own against two centre backs here, and if this is the thing to come from Perry Coles, he is a very good, astute signing by the Slough Town management. It's a throw on the far hand side to Kings Langley, taken by Adebayo, and it comes through, and then Sean Fraser's penalised for leaning on the back, taken quickly here by Kings Langley, comes through to Turner. As goalkeeper Turner comes out, Slough have defended it well and pushed Kings Langley back. Ball here with Vice on the far hand side, in towards Matt Ball. Ball does well to turn, and then plays it down the inside, looking for a 1-2 with Kieran Turner, who's now up top on the left hand side. Sean Fraser comes across and clears the ball, and Flood flicks the ball on and now finds Coles, who has the ability to hold the ball up here and trying to get Slough to help him out. It does well, gets caught there and wins a free kick, and yet again really good play by Perry Coles for the Rebels. And Slough have a free kick just inside their own half, and again Slough are just going to take their time here. Nisbet just having a conversation across the pitch with the assistant referee on this near hand side. Sean Fraser's come across. I can just see some of the Slough subs on the far hand side warming up. The free kick's taken quickly towards Warren House, flicked on again by Fraser, headed away by Caldicott-Stevens, comes here towards Lynch. Lynch does well to control, turn, finds Dobson. Dobson's got Wells on the other side, instead finds Coles on the edge of the box. Coles makes some space, shoots, fires, and enforces a really good save from the goalkeeper there. Perry Coles has just lacked a goal on his debut. He almost had it there. It's a good save by Bennett, but great work again by Perry Coles down that right hand side. And it's a corner here to the Rebels on the far hand side. Don't worry, you haven't missed any trains going down. And Dobson comes across to take this in swinging corner for Slough. And again, the Slough fans are very quiet behind that goal. As Dobson looks to take this free kick. Slough scored from 2 set pieces. Comes through to Warren Harris. Free header. Blocked on the line. Ball still bouncing around in there. Bennett comes around. He's dropped the ball. Ball still in the penalty area. Hollis trying to get there. Breaks to the edge of the thing where it's come through to Togwell. Lynch is injured for Slough inside the penalty box. Ball with Wells. Oh, Wells has lost it. And now a chance for Adebayo to break here. It's 3 against 2 for Kings Langley. Ball with Adebayo. He's in the wrong side. It's a good ball in. Oh, but Nisbet has won it back for Slough. Under real pressure, the ball was the wrong ball in by Adebayo, and now the ball's played on the far hand side to Warren Harris. Lynch has got to get onside here. Ball here with Flood, score of the second goal. Flicked back out, looking for Warren Harris. Cut out by Caldicott-Stevens, and in here towards Johnson. Johnson plays it in towards Matt Ball. Matt Ball does well to run inside. That's the turn. He's got Chris Flood, of all people, winning the tackle in midfield, and the ball played forward, looking for the run of Coles. Really intelligent run by Coles, but well cut out by Connolly, the Kings Langley captain. Now Adebayo is in almost like a central midfield position. Plays it out here to Caldicott-Stevens. In here towards Vice. Vice being forced back by Sean Fraser. Back in towards Jarrell Johnson inside his own half. Plays it across here towards Connolly. Heavy touch by him, but manages to play it back into the right back Maxon Fraser. In towards Godfrey. Godfrey will leave it for Caldicott-Stevens on the halfway line. Back out here towards Matt Ball. Ball trying to chip the ball in for the run of Vice. It's hooked clear by Hollis and out for a throw to Kings Langley on the far hand side. We've got about 12 minutes of the game left to go. Slough still with this 2-goal lead, but Kieran Turner's played the ball into the ball and it's been played into the box. It's well grabbed though by Jack Turner, and Turner just lays on top of the ball for the moment until the referee will tell him to get up. And Turner does get to his feet slowly. And it's a long kick by him, trying to find Coles. Coles gets goal side. Just can't stretch to reach the ball, and Bennett comes to the edge of his penalty area to claim, and then rolls it out here to Connolly. Connolly finds Caldicott-Stevens deep inside his own half. Coles is the player chasing him down. Finds Young. Young does well to skip a challenge from Matt Lynch. Still has the ball. Hits it with the outside of his foot, and Turner in the Slough goal screams for the ball and gets it, and then gets caught by Mitchell Vice there. That's a really late challenge, and Guy Hollis has taken exception to it. Jack Turner is down injured inside the penalty area. He's the referee is immediately waving someone on. I can't see what's going to happen because the referee has pulled him to the right hand side, and I can't see what's happening, whether he's going to get a card of some kind. But Turner was just waiting for the ball to come into his... that bit that goalkeepers do where they wait for the ball and they know that the player's going to come in, and then Vice has just gone in a little bit late and caught Jack Turner, and I can just... if that person doesn't move, I can just see someone's going to walk in the way, so I can't see what's happening. Oh, come on people, come on, get out of the way so I can see. And I haven't got a clue, but I think he may have got a yellow card. really can't see. Unfortunately, people standing in the way as they walk past. But I'm going to give him a yellow card anyway. So if he hasn't got a yellow card, he's got one now. I'm making it up for you. So there you go. Not the best commentary position for us this afternoon. So my apologies. I can't tell you what was going on, but Jack Turner seems to be fine. He's got to his feet. Just been treated by the physio Alex. And it's a free kick to Slough. And Turner will take it. Free kick inside his own penalty area. And a long kick here by Turner. Underneath it is Maxim Fraser. Has plenty of time to take it down on his chest. And then looks to play the ball forwards immediately. Underneath it is Nisbet, who defensive header. Togwell will hook the ball away for Slough. Floods underneath it. Comes through to Godfrey. And then actually left by Lynch. And Lynch with, keeps it on his thigh. Then plays it here towards Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser just inside his own half. Little run into Matt Lynch, who's on the right hand side. Hold the ball up back here towards Sean Fraser. Fraser chased down by Callum Adibaye, but wants the ball out here towards Matt Lynch. Lynch evades the challenge of Adibaye again, still running. Finds Warren Harris in a bit of space on the right hand side. Harris crosses, it comes off the head of Johnson. Well cut out, and then comes to Adibaye, who's playing more of a forward role here. Dobson chasing it down and gets a challenge, and then Adibaye just catches Fraser. Ball comes in though towards Sean Fraser, and here towards Dobson. Dobson now on the right hand side, trying to play it in. Finds Coles. Coles, lovely little dodge off. Oh, referee! Come on! For God's sake! That's a terrible challenge. My apologies there, but that is a terrible challenge, and it's a lot of fisty handbags going on here inside the Kings Langley half. Jarrell Johnson, the player that caught Dobson there. Dobson's been treated, and the referee has got to get a grip on this, because that was the second poor challenge in a row here, and it's a lot of pushing and shoving and people in each other's faces here. But in fact, I think it's Connolly who played the original challenge, who may well get the card here. But that is a poor challenge, and the referee has got to get a grip here. It is Connolly that gets a yellow card. Many of the fans, the Slough fans around us here, seem to think that was a poor challenge and maybe a red. I'm not sure it's a red card, but looks like his centre-back partner Johnson will get a yellow card as well for his reaction to what's going on. And Johnson gets a yellow card as well. 2 yellow cards for the Kings Langley players. It's the third one here. Warren Harris getting booked. My word, there's a... Do you know what? That's a collector's item, that is. If that is the case, Warren Harris is getting booked here, and that is his first yellow card of the season. Warren Harris gets booked. That's one other one in the book. So each side have got 3 yellow cards here. The referee is... I wouldn't say he's lost it, but he's... I don't know what. But Warren Harris, first yellow card of the season. That's how bad the situation was. Is that Warren Harris, who doesn't get booked for anything, doesn't get involved in that kind of stuff, has got booked. It's a free kick to Slough. It's around about, I'd say, 25 yards away from goal. It's a central position. And it's Lynch and Dobson standing over. There will be obviously a little bit of added time to be played here after the 2 poor tackles by the Kings Langley players here. And good afternoon to Fitzroy Brown. He's a bit late. What's going on, Fitzroy? This should be your priority in life. And even if you're getting married, you should have a little earphone in. It's Lynch and Dobson standing over this free kick. It's a 5-man or a 6-man Kings Langley wall here. As Lynch looks like he's the one that takes it. It's high over the top, and not going to trouble the goalkeeper there on the far hand side. And it's still Slough with this 2-goal lead as we come into the final 5.5 minutes of normal time in the second half. And a Slough fan has just thrown the ball on the pitch just as Bennett was about to take the goal kick. And Bennett has got the ball. The referee is telling him to kick it to the side. And Bennett's like, The referee's telling him, I think he's kicking it. The referee's telling him to kick it to the side so that the Slough fans can't throw it back on. Bennett doesn't think that that's a good enough idea. Keeps it behind the goal, and then gets told by the referee he's got to kick it out to that far side. Bennett with the goal kick. Lynch wins the header but heads it backwards. Weiss wins the next header and again comes through to Wells, who skies the ball. Underneath it is the right back Fraser for Kings Langley, can take it on his chest and then plays the ball, hits it straight at Dobson. Warren in towards Flood. Flood gives it back towards Dobson. Dobson crosses first time. Johnson's there to hook the ball away. Caldecott Stevens chests it down. Played back in here towards Connolly, who hooks the ball away under pressure from Slough. Comes here towards Sean Fraser. Good touch by him in towards Warren Harris. Harris flicks the ball on only as far as Godfrey. Finds Adebayo on the far hand side, looking to play. I think Adebayo's playing a little bit more further forward. Fraser being chased here. Plays it back towards his goalkeeper Jack Turner. And Turner, long kick by him. And Flood can't win it. It's won by Connolly. And then flicked on by Kieran Turner. And I've got a funny feeling there's a substitution somewhere along the line that I've missed. And the ball comes here towards the goalkeeper Bennett. And there is a substitution for Kings Langley. There's a number 12 on the pitch from somewhere. But Flood trying to win the ball back. Comes out here towards Adebayo. He's been pushed under pressure but finds Captain Connolly. Connolly with the ball in. And he's chipping it out on the far hand side to Kieran Turner, who heads the ball on towards Matt Ball. Ball has the ball. He's got Turner running past him if he needs it. Ball comes in, hits Kieran Turner, and then goes towards the Slough goalkeeper Jack Turner. Right, the substitution was Arjun Young was the player off, and on came Steve Ward, the number 12. That I guess was in the melee was going on. But the ball's here with Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who's just walking across the other side of his box, just trying to waste a little bit of time here. Stuff that Slough fans hate. Ball played forward. Adebayo makes a mistake. Coles tries to get there, but again, smart goalkeeping by the goalkeeper. News for you: Kings Lynn 0, Banbury United 1. Ball here with Kings Langley's right back Fraser, chased down by Dobson, who's working hard, trying to hold him up. He has to go back towards Connolly. Connolly under pressure from Coles, who is running his socks off this afternoon. And plays it out here towards Johnson. Johnson in towards Turner. Turner with the ball over. Well spotted by Wells. And under pressure from Ward, gives it towards Turner. Turner takes a good kick on that for Slough. And Johnson backheads it towards goalkeeper Bennett. We've got about 2.5 minutes plus whatever the referee will add on. I'd guess there'd be about 2 or 3 minutes added on here, but the ball with Kings Langley Connolly, the captain, in towards Kieran Turner, who's dropping deeper and deeper to pick the ball up. Finds the Fraser of Kings Langley, who plays the ball down the line with the run of Steve Ward. I can't see what's happening because a couple have decided to stand right in the way. Slough have won the ball, and then a free kick. It's crazy that people just stand right in the way when they can see you're sitting down trying to do something, and they stop right in your way to watch the game. But Slough have got a free kick, maybe for offside, maybe for a foul, maybe for the fact that the referee just fancied giving us a free kick. Turner will come across to take this for the Rebels, and he's going to take it's halfway outside of his penalty area, and it's substitution on the far hand side. Caldecott Stevens is coming off. I didn't see the number that's coming on, but once he turns around I'll tell you who he is. He's got a number 16, so it's Jay Karazgazili is the player on for Josh Caldecott Stevens, and the free kick for Slough to be taken. And it's Turner to take this free kick for Slough. The referee just having a as Turner hammers this ball down the field. So headed away by Fraser of Kings Langley towards Lynch. Lynch takes it down well, and under a couple of challenges, went to chip the ball forward for Flood. Flood takes it on his chest down this near hand side, trying to turn Connolly. Connolly won the ball, but Lynch has won it back for Slough. Lynch gets to the edge of the box, still running with it. Finds Flood. Flood trying to find Dobson. Ball will come in, and Togwell's first for Slough, and does find Dobson. Dobson back in towards Togwell. Togwell's got Ward on his back. Togwell under pressure, won the ball, but couldn't keep it in play, and it's out for a throw on the far hand side. Maxon Fraser, the right back for Kings Langley, who's come across to take this, and it's Wells. Lovely touch by him as he wins the ball, and then chips the ball forward, looking for the run of Cole. Coles gets it. Oh, he's offside, and The referee has indicated 4 minutes of added time here. And we are now into that 4 minutes of added time. Slough still with this 2-goal lead. So they've got 4 minutes left here to keep hold of the 3 points. And most importantly, they want to keep a clean sheet here. It's Bennett to take this free kick as fans start to leave. Why are you leaving early? As Bennett takes this free kick, plays it down the middle. And it's won by Wells. Comes out. People just walking past, you can't see what's going on. Ball's with Togwell, I think. And Togwell gets fouled. It's a free kick to the Rebels. Just on the edge of their penalty area. And Togwell's just going to take a minute or two here. He just got caught there. And the referee indicating that he will be adding that time on. Slough don't need the physio. And Togwell being helped up on his feet here. It's a free kick to the Rebels on the edge of their own 18-yard line. And it's Jack Turner to take this free kick for Slough. And I will give you the full-time scores at the end of the game. But we're just going to concentrate on these last 4 minutes of the game here. As Turner plays the ball in, looking for Flood. Flood can't get a flick on, comes through almost to Dobson. So Maxon Fraser, the right back, under pressure though, has to clear, and Slough have a throw right by the corner flag for Kings Langley. Slough just taking their time heading over to take this throw. I think they're waiting for a ball to come in as well. But Slough here with a throw right by the corner flag. They're going to take their time. Lynch has gone across to take it. The referee just saying that he's going to add it on. Dobson now finally comes across. Takes the throw quickly towards Lynch. Lynch will try and keep it in the corner flag, but someone's walking in the way so he can't see. Ball's crossed in. Headed away though by Connolly. Comes to the edge of the box. And Dobson shielding the ball. Maxon Fraser on the back of him. Virgin train just gone past with 6 carriages, by the way. But the referee says that Dobson's fouled by using his body to shield the ball. So Connolly with this free kick for Kings Langley. Played in. Underneath it. He's having his shirt pulled there, referee. How can you not see this? Oh, it's terrible. Wells wins the header. It's gone out of play for a throw to Kings Langley. Fraser, the Kings Langley right back, will take this throw. Throws it in. Headed off the head of Kieran Turner. Has come out for a throw to the Rebels deep inside their own half. Level to the 18-yard locks. And I think George Wells has indicated that he'll take the throw for Slough. And it's him down his near hand side trying to find Flood. Headed away by Kieran Turner. Ball bouncing around. Couple just standing right in the way. Ball comes here towards Steve Ward. Ward trying to skip past the challenge. Still has the ball down the right hand side. Gets across in towards Mitchell Weiss. Ball comes on the far hand side to Adibay. He shoots. It's blocked. Comes back out here towards Weiss on the 18-yard box. Gives it to Elliot Godfrey on loan from Wealdstone. And that is where that ball has ended up, in Wealdstone. And there you go. It's a goal kick to the Rebels here as we're into the last half an hour of the added time here. And it's Jack Turner to take this goal kick for Slough. And Slough just looking to see this game out here. And it's coming right to our commentary position. Dawson can't get there. Flicked on. Goes out of play for a throw to Kings Langley. They're going to... Fraser, the right back for Kings Langley, will take this throw down the side, headed away by Wells. Dobson will try and keep the ball in and flicks it towards Togwell. Well, Togwell misses his touch, but then gets his body in the way. How's that? No, I was going. Oh, referee! And then Wells and Ward are having a tussle there, and Ward's just sticking his head in to Wells's hip, and a couple of Slough players just are telling him to calm down a little bit. There doesn't need to do that. And it's a free kick to Slough for a foul on Wells or Togwell. Make your mind up whichever one it was. It was someone down that near hand side. As Turner comes across to take this free kick for Slough. Kicks it long, and that is the full-time whistle here at the Cry Community Stadium. Slough won 2-0. Both goals coming in the first half. The first from the captain, Mark Nisbet, with a header from a long throw, as finally the Slough fans make some noise. That is Nisbet's 3rd goal of the season and his 6th goal in total for the Rebels. And then on 32 minutes, Chris Flood with his 18th for the season, and in fact his 30th goal for the Rebels in 58 appearances, means that Slough have won here 2-0. All the goals coming in the first half. The second half, Kings Langley slightly the better team for the first maybe half hour of the game, and then the referee just let in the game get a little bit away with some crunching tackles coming in. But Slough have seen the game out here, and they have won 2-0 away from home. And it's the attendance was just been announced here as 419. Full-time score was Dunstable 0, Hereford 4. It looks like Merthyr have come back again, and it's Merthyr 3, St Ives 2 after being 2-1 down. Banbury are still leading into added time. It's Kings Lynn 0, Banbury United 1. Over 1,000 people at that game. We are just waiting just to see if the final full times as it's come in. It's a 93rd minute penalty for Merthyr. Hazen Yedding have won at Cambridge City 2-0, so a good win for them. And we are just waiting for the last of the bits to come in. It's trying to find. Oh, what have I done? I've pressed the wrong button. There you go, idiot. No, idiot. There you go. We're trying to wait for those final scores to come in. Thank you all for listening as usual. Thank you all for your comments on the comment section on YouTube. Thanks for getting in touch on Twitter as well. There is no midweek game for the Rebels. The game against Biggleswade hasn't been arranged in time, so the next game for Slough will be next Saturday. Slough will be at home to St Neots. That's the 24th. And just a reminder that there will be rugby on in the bar after the game, so if you fancy coming down, watching Slough and watching the rugby after the game, you can do that as on next Saturday the 24th. So put that event in your diaries, and I'm just going to see if we can get the finals full-time scores here at the moment. Most of them still going on. It has finished full-time, Merthyr 3, St Ives 2, but we do have to catch the coach on the way back, so we shall call it a quits today. We wish you all the very best for the rest of your weekend.
You lot were a bit quiet today, what's wrong with you?
Terrible, these supposed Slough fans, and it's all over there, so we're just giving them a little bit of encouragement here, but it's all over here at the Cry Community Stadium here, Kings Langley 0, Slough Town 2. Kings Lynn have got a last minute equaliser. It's 1-1 now. Kings Lynn just scoring in the last minute to equalise. That game's still just going on there, and it's crazy, but we'll give you all the best for the rest of the weekend. Hope you enjoy yourselves. We'll be back next Saturday with coverage of Slough versus St Neots. Until then, enjoy yourselves. Have a really good weekend. Thank you for listening, and thank you for all your comments, and thanks for getting in contact. So enjoy your weekend, guys. Thank you.